The Rap Roundtable.
Episode 146 of New York's and hip-hop's #1 podcast. Get your ones up in the chat.
Niggas what?
The rest of you niggas is washed. We are the Rap Roundtable. Best pod going, best doing it. Best. If you bother by us saying we the best, just get better, huh? Or just say you're the best at whatever you do. You know what I mean? That's all. That's all it is. You know what Ric Flair said? Whether you like it or don't like it, sit down and look at it because it's the best going today. That's us.
Talk about it.
That's us. There's probably better wrestlers than Rick. When Rick put on the gear, put that robe on, and he stepped out in his music, and he felt he was the best.
Nature boy.
In second place trophy era, niggas get so bothered by other niggas calling themselves the best. You should be humble. No. Aspire for greatness.
That's true.
It's your boy Jarv here alongside Sincere the Rap Snob.
What up?
Alongside Dean the Balance. Alongside Macito, OVO's greatest representative.
Thank you, sir.
Best Drake fan alive. Shut down Club Paradise. You only need Mase.
That's it.
Okay? I was about to say something crazy. Whoa!
It's not right.
Oh, no!
That's
Crazy.
Hey, that's getting censored. You can find the Rap Roundtable everywhere on social media.
Shit.
Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on X. Download the pod wherever you can.
Sir.
Lock in to all things Rap Roundtable.
Do that.
The beats you hear in the background, the beats, because there's multiple beats you hear in these episodes now, are brought to you by Sincere Beats. He makes beats.
Super producer.
Holla at him, man.
Lock in to all things. The weather in New York City is turning. You know, the outfits are starting to outfit with the ladies, which means that sundress season is around the corner.
God bless.
It's gonna be great times in New York. I feel like this is gonna be one of them summers, yo. Because winter was so wicked, I feel like this is gonna be one of those summers, man.
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
weather gonna weather this summer, boy.
And a lot's going on this summer too, so it's gonna be
A
live.
lot of concerts.
It's gonna be tricky.
A lot of moves.
You know what I mean?
A lot of great
I might
things.
have to come outside a little bit more.
Pop out, Jarvie, man.
Got to, man.
I might get my little suntan lotion and shit up the sun in my face. You know, matter of I miss the Paloozas. Like Deanie and I swore he's getting back to that, but even though Producer Palooza don't exist no more, I want one of them daytime events again.
Henny
That was
Palooza,
a great time, bro.
Casamigos Fest, whatever.
Something, bro.
Let's go.
Listen, daytime
Julio
partying is
Palooza.
different, man.
They got Dear Summer. That's probably the closest thing to it.
What's that?
One of them, like, giant, basically Henny Palooza, but on like steroids,
You know what?
essentially.
Oh.
Maybe
Where?
I'll do.
I think it's in Brooklyn. Usually at Coney Island.
Oh, I heard
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah, it's like-
I did hear that.
Crazy.
Maybe I'll do a brunch this year. You know, one of them little Sunday daytime brunches they be having. It's like a day party.
You know,
And
yeah.
shit, I might have to come outside. This is where Joel having his old job will come in handy.
Salute
He had
to
all
Joe
the vibes, but he
Biggs,
wanted to go
man.
and change his career and shit. You know what I mean? You didn't coordinate with us before you changed your career, sir.
man.
You know what I mean?
I'm
Next
pulling up
time,
there too, for that Lupe show.
Oh, word?
17.
I bet you was your favorite rap, ain't
My
it?
guy, man.
I know.
Gotta show love.
Oh, wait. That's the show for his first album?
Yeah.
Damn. I got to come out for that.
Food and Liquor.
It's sold out.
20th
now, right?
anniversary.
I'm
No,
sure there's still
I
tickets.
would think it would be.
Yeah, that's
And
not
that shit is a
surprising.
big
Yeah,
ass
come out.
venue.
All right.
How much did they charge you for that?
I think it was like $50. Wasn't too crazy.
So much?
Wow.
Damn, job.
I mean, I was trying to get the slander off like 2 other times.
man.
So I was gonna keep shooting until it landed.
Food and Liquor. Food and Liquor
High volume
is
shooting
classic.
slander.
a understated classic, man.
Classic, man. I was
Where's
late
it
on-
gonna be at?
Shout out to Link. Pier 17.
When?
We're looking up on the phone, but it's basically in the summertime.
Nah, all right, let me know, bro. You know what I mean? I'll
Shout
come
out
out
to
and
Lane.
Slander live. You
Because he
know?
put,
Nah.
he put me on the Lupe.
I might be there.
You know, so
Show,
yeah, we in there.
shows is cool and everything, but nah, we really need some daytime party time.
Yeah, bro.
Facts. You know what I
A
mean?
lot of work going on. We got to have some
Sunlight
fun.
and alcohol and vibes.
And it's got to be outside.
Yes.
Also, again, we have our event coming real soon, July 9th. Not real soon, a couple months from now.
Mm-hmm.
July 9th, Platinum Sound Studio. Make sure y'all pull up a night with the Rap Roundtable.
Yes, sir.
You know what I
Fire.
mean? Live pod, live energy. Come build with the guys. Come with your opinions too. We want to hear them. Don't come on no bashful shit. Come with your opinions. Tickets will be available soon, so make sure that y'all cop up and pull up. It's gonna be the weekend Jay-Z's out at Yankee Stadium. Even if you know what I mean, you're not going to the stadium, make sure you come pull up and vibe out with us.
Hell yeah.
Talking about Blueprint, talking about Reasonable Doubt.
yeah.
Let's come and just come have a vibe. It's gonna be good vibes in the
Good
middle of
vibes.
Manhattan. The weather's gonna be great.
You know what I mean?
Fuck with us.
Yeah.
Thursday nights in New York City, pre-weekend, shit, you can't
Beautiful.
go wrong.
It's gonna be a vibe.
Good
It's gonna be a
tunes,
vibe.
good
yo.
conversation,
Good folks.
some
Good
drinks.
food, good
You know
liquor.
what I mean?
You ain't gotta pay for the food and the liquor. It's gonna be there. You know what I mean?
Heard?
We
Can't go
excited
wrong.
about it.
Pay for your entry. We got you covered all night.
That
Bueno.
part. That
Word.
part.
Gonna do it real classy like.
Yes, sir.
Hors
classy.
Talk
d'oeuvres.
about it.
All
Talk
Hors
about it.
d'oeuvres. Oh, damn. Charcuterie.
You niggas.
Yo,
Oh
Come
man.
ready to put your pinky up, man.
No?
Y'all are funny, man.
Oh, man.
that's real inside baseball right there, bro. Let's come have some snacks and some bevs, okay?
Yeah, that's it.
Put
That's
your
it.
pinkies away. Pause. You know what I mean? I just feel like I gotta pause it. I don't know why, but we just go pause it, preemptively. Anyway, let's get into this pod activities. Y'all know when we inside the studio, we like to get into what we're listening to right now. But again, before we even do that, stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. Put the phone down. Actually, pick the phone back up. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe option. Hit the notification bell. Log into All Things Rap Roundtable. Please get into the habit of as soon as you press play, hit like. As soon as you press play, hit like. Okay? Swipe and hype as well. Like, swipe, hype. Subscribe. All that. It's very simple. It's free. We love the super chats, but in the long term, doing the free things consistently keeps us in the algorithm so that we can continue to grow. We're about to touch 25,000 subscribers. Yes. We don't chase the clicks. We don't chase the hot take nonsense. We don't chase anything that's low vibrational. So our growth is always going to be a little slower than the other brands that chase the corny
Organic.
shit. You know what I mean?
Talk about
but
it.
the people that we bring in, like yourself, are of high vibrational energy to where we can have these bills, have disagreements, agreements, eventually pop out the platinum sound, so on and so forth.
Yes, yes.
So, in order to do any of that, you got to hit the like button. Okay?
Get 'em
Please,
up.
thank you. My infomercial, the like button infomercial is done. What are you listening to right now to say the raps now?
Well done.
A few things. One, shouts to Griselda, man. I was telling the fellas over the weekend. I have like a huge ass Griselda playlist. Obviously, they put out so much material in such a short, span of years. That playlist is like hundreds and hundreds of songs long, bro. So I was just in the mood. I was like, let me throw on my Griselda playlist. Just put that shit on shuffle, and let my phone do the work. And when I tell you, like, it really dawned on me how not just prolific they were, but just how much like solid, great fire material they put out in such a short amount of years. Westside Gunn, Benny, Conway, of course, the core. When Makami was part of the crew too. Obviously Rome Streets, shouts to Rome, friend of the table.
Family.
So much fire. But it was almost bittersweet because we're in 2026 now. It made me like really start realizing that like I'm listening to this in almost like hindsight, like I'm reminiscing on the Griselda reign, because they had like a reign. They had just, like every year, like you just knew Griselda was gonna hit you with something, and it was gonna be fire, and it was gonna be highly anticipated in the space, the over underground, and it was always gonna be we knew it was gonna be quality, and it really made me think like, damn, it's 2026, like that's not. They're not really in that space anymore. We saw what happened with Conway at that show. Putting a particular photo away of the whole crew. Benny's off doing his own thing. Westside Gunn obviously still, very active. But he's doing his like fourth rope thing. That's kind of like a side mission off of Griselda. So. Man, that Griselda era.
There's a lot of Griselda side missions, boy.
Yeah, but that Griselda era, I want to say from like 2016 to 2022, 2023. Man, that shit. When was it that 8 came out? Side A and Side B.
2019 or 2020.
Side A?
Side A and Side B.
Eight. I think it's
8.
8.
A and
yeah,
B,
I think it's 19 or 20, if I'm not mistaken.
It was that long ago?
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying, man.
That's
Like,
the one that had Vogue cover and all that on it.
No way.
there's no way it was that long ago.
No way.
Somebody look that up.
I'm about to look it up.
But no, it's just like this is also just like, not to get too esoteric, but like the way time is passing is crazy to me. Like,
fuck you.
I'm just saying, like the way time is passing, I'm just
unnecessary vocabulary.
nah. I'm just
That was 2021.
2021.
my bad.
So it was
My
5
rebel
years.
days.
5 years ago, bro. Like
rebel
that shit
days.
feels like the other day that came out to me. Still, you know. So shouts to Griselda. Been listening to a lot of Griselda. Couple more things I want to point out too. Like couple albums that I think are underrated. Number one, Nas I Am. Been listening to that heavy. It just celebrated, a release anniversary a few days ago. Not like a round number or anything, but
That
like,
was 99, right?
that was 99.
That was
Okay.
99,
Yes.
yeah.
And it made me think of like in 99 on I think it was April 6th, 99, how I went to Virgin Megastore in Times Square at midnight to cop that album. I was
Rest in
so
peace to the Virgin.
yo, I was so
What a
geeked.
time.
I was
You
so
used to just
hyped,
go there and
bro.
listen to shit. You know what I mean?
Come
Facts.
on, dog.
Remember the
Headphones locked in
preview
the wall.
stands that they used to have up?
What a
You
time.
just stand there and preview albums. That was a time, man.
Great, yeah.
And just popping that in my portable CD player, listening to it on the way home.
Fire.
The intro where he's going down what seemingly at the time felt like such a long career. It had only been 8 years, 91 to 99. Primo joint comes in, Hate Me Now, it was just like out the gate, it just really hit you. Of course, it has a couple of clunkers on there, but like I think because it had the Dr. Knock boot on. Let's be honest about it.
Yeah.
I have a feeling you probably think it's more clunkers than I do, though. But
Dr. Knock boot?
I'm not saying but it flowed in terms of the album for me.
You think it?
In terms, it
come
did.
on, come
You
It
think
did.
it flowed in terms of the album?
You're not about to have some joints your way out of this. No, hell no.
I didn't hate that song as
Bad
much as a
enough
lot
you're
of
not
people.
even letting Sing cook. You gonna have to stand on this
Copy,
square now,
copy.
nigga. No, ain't no copy now. As you were, is it more than a few joints?
What
Yes,
about-
it's got some.
What about Big Things?
Like I like KIS and G. You probably don't like KIS and
That shit was doo-doo.
Nah,
you see, don't do that. You see that sin?
Just run the track. Matter of fact, run the track list. You looking right at it, Dini. Go
Cyclops,
go
I'm
top
with
Album
you,
five.
bro.
intro, New York State of Mind Part
Tough.
2, Hate Me Now,
Tough.
Small World,
Small
Fire,
World.
Favor for Fair, Fire,
Tough. Yeah.
We Will Survive, Fire, Ghetto
Yeah,
Prisoners,
that's what I'm-
Fire.
that's what I'm
The
saying.
Drink with Aaliyah didn't get a lot of love, but it was
Love
fire.
that you won't
It was
see
fire,
me
bro.
tonight. That shit was
I want
gas.
to talk to you. We can go a lot of ways.
You was
Dr.
in a
Knock
true
Boot.
stick vibe when you won't.
You
see
see
me
what I'm
tonight,
saying?
man.
Life is what you make it. Fire. Big things. Fire. Not just like fire. KISN
There you go.
SSING.
There you
Fire.
go.
Money My Bitch. Classic. And then Undying Love. One of the greatest stories ever
Is
told.
it arguable that the album got overly critiqued because it was a Nas album in real time and not for what it?
And it was
well,
on every carpet in the world.
Well, that's the thing.
Bootleggers went crazy.
Yo, it's
But
sick,
the-
is sick over here.
No,
low
but
key.
that's the thing, because I wanted to bring that point up. I would have, we as Nas fans, we all had this vision in our mind of the I Am Double album that was about to
Yes.
drop,
Right.
that was supposed to drop. And when that didn't happen, not only did it become a single album, but then all of a sudden it had like these, extra radio friendly songs on it. It just didn't. But again, I realize that I started this by saying it's a very underrated album. I think it's unfairly criticized because of those couple of duds.
Yeah.
But there's so much fire
Oh
on
my
this.
God.
This is like prime nine.
Some of Nas' best work.
He had let the whole Escobar thing go. He wasn't on his mafioso shit no more. You know what I mean? Ghetto Prisoners,
Come on, bro.
Undying Love. I just tweeted about it.
Favor for a favor, bro.
Undying Love, easily to me, top 5 story of all
No
time.
question. No question.
Top
It could be
five
top
story
3.
of all
Ever in
time.
hip-hop?
It could be top 3,
Ever.
bro.
Yes.
It could be top 3.
Undying
It's
Love
bro.
is up there.
It's broke. You can really just make a movie out of this shit. You can just put that shit into film to
When I
scenes
talk,
to make a
listen,
movie. It's
when
crazy.
I threw the
Shit.
I threw the album on, listened to it from beginning to end. I was almost at my job. I was about to cop my coffee, and I was about to go in the Starbucks. I was waiting for somebody.
Coffee
to
shop
make
talk.
a joke. But all right, I was about to go into Starbucks.
Okay.
He got so paranoid. We let him live. He didn't know what to do.
You made it more awkward than it would have been.
Because I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Preemptive fallback.
Yeah.
That paranoia, boy.
Anyway, I was about to go into Starbucks, but Undying Love was playing, and I was like,
God.
I have to just let this song breathe. I stood outside of the Starbucks while the song ended because I was just so in the zone.
Nah,
of
You
that.
want to just
niggas
go
singing,
in Starbucks
bro.
and just wait? Nigga,
No, 'cause then I would have.
you ordered ahead, didn't you?
No.
Oh, you go actually talk to the human?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You know what it is? Ordering ahead, you have to have money on the app. I don't like doing that.
Copy.
I don't like doing that. So yeah, man.
So I'm
Shouts
the
to Nas.
dickhead that doesn't want to talk to people. I'm sorry, Sam. I'm the
Yeah,
asshole.
the technology, man.
Yeah, I'm
No,
sorry.
generally, I don't
My
like
bad.
talking to people either, but whatever.
Okay.
But nah, shouts to Nas I Am. And then lastly, I'm going to pass it off. I'm definitely expecting some type of, retort to this. Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale, and the Big Steppers.
Oh, brother.
Jesus Christ.
I have to go back to that album real quick.
Said wanted homework.
Phenomenal album, man.
Yeah.
Phenomenal album. I let it play front to back. To me, no skips. I let it play.
No skips.
No skips. I let it play from
Shout
beginning
out to
to
Mase.
end. It takes me on.
I Am is a classic.
It-
No skips on Mr. Morale. This is quite a segment.
Nobody
I Am
said
not a
I Am was a classic. Don't do that.
Dean reviewed
I
it
would
like
say
a
it's a
classic,
classic.
bro. Dean reviewed it
You
like
call
a
it-
classic.
you said
For
it's
all the heat that's on that album, bro.
He just said every song was fire.
I didn't say every song. I said it was
I don't
two.
even know how we got here.
It's like two
Anyway.
songs. Back to Mase. Back to
Yeah, no, but just shouts to the underrated albums that like maybe might have been harshly
Shout out to
critiqued
Sin,
in real
overrated
time.
albums that are properly rated because he wants it to be great.
Underrated, harshly
Yeah.
critiqued in their time because people wasn't ready for them. You know?
Wasn't
We weren't-
ready.
We weren't
Shouts to
smart
Nas
enough.
I Am, shouts to Kendrick Lamar,
Shout out Damn,
and
shout out GNX.
Mr. Morale.
Shout out Still
Next
Black.
question.
Shout out me being on the right side of history with Kendrick album. More than Sin. Deanie, what are you listening to?
Man, a couple things too. My shit has been Ross 5 by Def Soldier. I've been playing that. Shout out to Def Soldier. Shout out to Social Misfit.
Copy.
Good joint. My guy Aldo. Shout out to Aldo. Shout out to Spanish Ran. They just dropped their joint. Rock Paper Scissors. Tough. If you know anything about them too, when they did the Holy City Zoo shit. Just if you like that whip talk and that lifestyle music, tap into those dudes. And I also been listening to the Wave Pack. You remember the Wave Pack? The Max B Wave Pack, the joint that was like 145 minutes. I mean, hour and 45 minutes. Bruh. It took me back to
from the public domain joints.
yeah, when we went to the show, that's what I was spinning. We went to the show, and then I just been sitting back, and I'm like, wow, Max really had it, bro. Back in like, what's that, 2010?
Brother, bro.
Like, you think of Sexy Love, Comfortable, like all them joints, just
Brother.
like, damn.
Max, outside of pop, I would say Max is New York's greatest what if. And I know some will say Max is home now, so you can't say so what if, but nah.
That's a
That
good-
time,
To me,
a good
07,
debate.
08, Max
Ed
B,
Solver,
like to me, he was a 99 overall when he went to jail. That's just maybe my biased opinion.
touched it in
I
Miami.
feel like he was a 99 overall right when he had to go sit.
He couldn't lose, bro. It took the police.
It's a little biased.
Yeah.
But
I'll
like,
continue.
great album, great music. I just been in my zone with the good vibes. I've been listening to a lot of like street shit, and the Max B was my nice little separation in between that. You know what I'm saying?
That's fire.
Shout out to them guys.
Shout out Spanish Ran. He followed
Fire.
us on Twitter earlier this week.
Do a lot of shit with Feeve too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fire.
One of these days we got to get Feeve up here and we can
Yeah,
have a conversation
Spanish Ran too.
with Feeve about how he got mad at me that one time. He doesn't know it's me, but he got
Feeve,
mad
we
at
love
me that
you, bro.
one time. You know what I mean?
Think you
But Feeve doing
Crazy with it.
Feeve doing good work. I think he's Terror Squad affiliate, or he is TSD. He got his chain, if I'm not mistaken.
he just dropped something with the ETO dude. They just
Yo,
dropped something.
I
They
seen that.
cooking.
That's in studio video home was. Oh, I shared
They
that.
cooking,
on
man. Shout out
IG,
to them
nigga.
boys.
That nigga nice. So much so that 38 specials in Feeve comments commenting on how nice bro was.
That's fire.
You know what I mean?
Shout
I
out
think
to
it's because he
38.
kind of reminded him of himself a little bit. At least the pocket he was rhyming in was very speciesque,
Feeve
if
nice,
you will.
man.
Not Feeve, it was the other dude you talking about.
ETO.
Yes.
Ito, I thought it was.
Macito.
Oh.
Talk to me. What you listening
might
to?
be right. I've been in a little bit of a different mode than the fellas. I haven't been wanting to listen to anything that I'm familiar with, to be honest with you. I want to not that I had never listened to, but Nothing. I didn't want any comfort music.
Interesting.
Recently,
What you
to
mean
be
by that?
honest with you, you know how like Life After Death, you know what I'm saying, Infamous, Get Rich or Die Trying, that shit that brings you back to a time, you know what I'm saying. I that hasn't been my mode recently. I don't know why. Like I've been pursuing new music. Shouts to Dean, named some new joints, but the new music has been very lackluster for me recently. So, two groups that I've been trying to like get into their discography. Slum Village, you know, which I've already, you know, Slum Village we got already. Yeah, Selfish came.
Nigga, you gonna put on one of them Jack Harlow hats?
You know what I mean? Shouts to Monica. But
Quando.
yeah, I've been on my Slum Village recently. You know, Detroit Deli is the album I'm familiar with them, but I've been getting into the Fantastic volumes. Nothing after Elzai left. You know what I mean?
No shade.
No shade.
Because
You know what I mean? More than classic times. You know what I'm saying?
Sam was geeked until like
it was
3
like,
seconds ago.
fuck the package up.
But I've been fucking with their music. Listen, if you know Slum Village, you know Slum Village classic. You know what I mean? I like a coffee shop or two, Sin. Don't let him bully you,
Yo,
bro.
Listen, man.
You know what I mean?
You're too far away for the Ryu and
There we go. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I'm on.
handshake, you know?
I stopped by for a macchiato. You feel what I'm saying? But Slum Village has some of the best music of that era. Like very undervalued, classic beats, classic rhymes. Especially I've gone into Fantastic, but they really got like the OG Fantastic shit that was out in '96 on the Detroit. You know what I mean? Streaming services have done well with bringing like classic mixtape type material
Are we
to the
scarred by the
DSPs.
OG streaming services that didn't have shit to where we always pleasantly surprised when they do have shit?
Right, honestly, yeah.
You had to hunt back in the days, man.
Oh man, yeah. It used to be only Tidal that had like the mixtape Jones. But so yeah, I've been definitely getting in my Slum Village. Also, I've been getting into the Young Bloods. They only dropped 2 albums.
Atlanta?
That's dog shit.
Yeah.
That's dog shit.
Sean Paul.
85, you know, the 99 single they got with Big Boy had came up in my shuffle the other day. And that I had to spin that back like 3 or 4 times. So I was like, yeah, let me check them out. Cause to be honest, I've never listened to their 99 album. 05, you know what I mean? Like that was like, you know, when the wave came with the South. And you know what I mean? The single was going. But this was my first time listening to their debut album. Listen, they're not Dungeon Family level. They're not Outkast or Goody Mob level. But if you're into that original ATL vibe, you know what I'm saying? Not, you know, not the scammer,
The
skinny
original
jean
trap.
vibe. Original trap. There's no better definition of it than the Young Bloods. You know what I mean? I'm more of a fan of Sean Paul, but the chemistry, the bars, the production, very, you know what I mean? Excellent music. So that's really what I've been fucking with.
You know,
the past couple weeks.
I love that second pick. Nothing against Slum Village. That has nothing to do. Hold on, hit me out. No, wait. No, because I don't want it to get misconstrued because I'm going somewhere with this second. The Young Bloods as a group is a true representation of how New York gets misrepresented on the internet. Because I could tell you, I was going to college I was in City Tech around that time, and niggas was A-Town stomping in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
All day.
So when I get on the internet and I see niggas say New York don't like it, New York this, and they didn't do that, I'm like, nigga, I was in Brooklyn, A-Town stomping.
Don't start no
nigga, the whole party was A-Town stomping. So it's like, when hasn't New York supported Atlanta? When hasn't New York supported the South? There's no, put it this way, I'm putting it on wax. I'm putting this on wax. There is no Southern iconic rapper anywhere that didn't get love or sanctioned or both in New York City.
This is facts.
1,000%.
Y'all niggas been lying about New York for far too long when it comes to the South. Every legend you have came through New York, made waves, and got love to this very day. Could do a venue, do an arena, depending on the level of success they had. Y'all gotta stop lying about New York being haters and the South got something to say. Y'all niggas said a lot, and y'all said a lot in New York.
And we was fucking with it. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Fuck
Like,
out of here, bro.
Future's impact, Jeezy's impact, T.I.'s impact,
Future could sell out
Like-
every big venue in New York City.
Outkast impact.
I felt like-
God damn.
Again, close your eyes, chat. Person on the social medias who's seen this, pick a legend from the South. Pick an iconic rapper from the South.
Anyone.
And find one that could tell you that they didn't come to New York and get massive amounts of love, nigga. Cut it out. Stop the cap.
Just facts.
That's a fact, right?
You know what I mean? You
absolutely
accidentally stumbled across some shit when you said that to you, because you know what it is? I forgot about the Young Bloods. And as you said it, I'm like, shit, nigga, I was rocking. Like, so much so that now I need like a behind the music and what happened to Sean Paul. Because like, he was supposed to be the breakout star of that group. Yeah. What the fuck? He just disappeared. The South got even hotter and he just vanished.
Right. Remember, he was the one on the single with John and
You
E40.
remember?
Yep.
You remember? Anyway.
They really had some, because like in between me listening
Sin
to
was A-Town stomping.
in between me listening to like Little Brother and Immortal Technique, you know, when that Youngbloods Damn came on,
Bruh.
Sin said, "Oh shit,
Don't start no shit. It won't be no shit.
Yo.
Come on,
And then he had
bro.
a verse on that Elephant Man shit.
Yes.
Turn it
Yes,
around.
you were
Yeah.
was there.
Oh,
We
yeah.
lived it.
Young
Yeah,
Bloods
right.
had a-
We lived
Wow.
they had
bro.
it, man. They
He
had
was
a
there.
little.
They,
They had a
what they
movement.
call it that shit when they try to change? What's that theory called sitting on social media? Like the Martin Luther King theory, Mandela effect.
Mandela effect.
They
Yeah.
be trying to Mandela affect us, bro. Like
do.
we ain't lived this shit.
We was there.
Y'all think I was just popping down south? Hell no, niggas. All them niggas came through New York and did good
All of
shit.
them.
You know what I mean?
all of them."
But I say all of that to say I was listening to some New York shit. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. Both things can be true. But it's kind of Sincere's fault. You know, the last time we was in here together,
It's always my fault.
you know, we had the little Rockefeller session after the Jay-Z
Fire.
segment.
Yeah.
Great session.
And then I went back into the archives, you know, and then you know, I was listening to the old SP, old Freeway. Shout out Freeway. You know what I mean? Then fucking PD Crack went viral. Him and Ron Browse got a record that's picking up some steam on the internet right now. Currently.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
It's fire.
And then I went back listening to One for PD.
Oh, my God.
Then somehow I'm listening to the Dream Team album, you know? I'm not gonna pull a Dini and say it's a classic and relitigate it 1,000 years later because it's not. But that was the closest thing we ever got to a true Rockefeller compilation.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
everybody on
We
there.
had the champions and all that, right?
And you know what?
Classic.
I'm very pleased with what I got on that album. You know what I mean? And shout out, is PD Crack like a super what if? Like PD had all the tools
He
to
was
be
on a
popular.
lot of hits.
Like what happened? Well, we know what happened, but like, damn, PD deserved better.
Had the joint with Neo that
Yeah.
went crazy.
Yes.
Get in there. You know what I'm saying?
The
He had
flip
a
side
run.
record was popping for
Crazy.
a second.
One for PD
One
Crack
for
went
PD's
crazy.
iconic to me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Same.
I mean, I don't want to start an argument or nothing.
bro.
Come on, Sin. Don't fuck up the
Yeah,
Go
work,
ahead,
man.
bro. But go ahead.
But that, I mean, I kind of agree, but like there's a lot of what ifs. I feel like on Rockefeller, there's a good number of them, not a lot
Yes.
maybe, but a decent number of what ifs on Rockefeller that should have. We feel like they should have done better. They should have been more than what they were, but it just never materialized for them.
That's
And
true. No. You know,
wonder why.
as great as Rockefeller was, they were horribly managed. They left so much, and we know
Left a
at the
lot
end
on
of
the
the day, what happened with Dame, what happened with Hov. They left a lot of food on their plate. They didn't finish their breakfast. Ironically,
Yikes.
Finish your breakfast.
Young Chris could have been a solo star.
Yeah.
Petey could have been a solo star. Jewels was on his way to being a solo star. Those three right there could have carried the baton for Rockefeller.
Real talk.
Beanie Siegel should be a rap icon with like 4 or 5 classics.
Couldn't stay out the joint.
You know what I'm
though.
saying? Freeway, same thing. Maybe I'm being belligerent, but Freeway debut has one of the strongest debut albums for
Crazy.
any rapper ever.
That's
Crazy.
You know what I mean? Like they had a lot of talent, and as great and you listen to Bleak on this podcast, as great or as strong as Rockefeller was, they did not. They to me, they like a really good sports team that only won one chip. Metaphorically speaking, we know what Jay-Z did as a solo, but as a crew, that should have been like 5, 6. It should have been a Showtime
all the
Lakers.
talent they had.
You could honestly, you could say, you know, if you pull up the numbers, I know y'all niggas gonna get mad at me. To me, they should have been what Bad Boy was. It should have been big number after big number after big number.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have just been Jay-Z dependent for the big numbers. It should have been mad, especially when Ye got on. They should have ran. Honestly, let's say the South still take over. Yeah, here go Walt. This is Walt's fault. This is here, by the way.
Yeah.
This is Walt's doing,
Walt's
y'all.
doing.
This is Walt's doing the signed Bully album. You know what I'm saying?
If Dame and Jay could have just not been friends anymore, but kept the business alive, especially after Ye got on, the South could have still been the South, but Rockefeller could have had one mad East Coast chips, nigga. ran right through the decade with so much talent.
So much, bro.
Yeah, actually.
Even look how they treated the Purple Haze album. You know what I mean? It still went gold. But in them days, did it sell gold? Did it ship gold? I don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
Right.
back in them days, you were shipping and getting the plat certifications, not necessarily getting the sales for it.
The good old days.
You know what I mean? So I don't even know. I feel like Kiss got a platinum plaque off for shipping. That's a wild straight for Kiss. I'm sorry. But
Sure. I've searched.
I think Kiss the Game Goodbye got shit platinum, right?
Kiss of Death.
Kiss of Death, pardon me. That's the one with Y?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. It should have been the debut. Debut had better singles. But I digress. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put your hands up.
But at the end of the day, Rockefeller left a lot of food on the plate. But that Dream Team album, the closest thing we ever got to a true Rockefeller compilation, made me very happy. Felt nostalgic, but there are a lot of skips on there. You know, fair is fair. You know, I'm not gonna Deanie you tonight. Fair is fair. Deanie said, "I am classic, 8 mics, no skips."
I didn't say no skips, but every
what's the
classic
skip?
got
You said like
a
one
what's the skip?
skip.
So what's the skip? Hold on,
I
what's
said
the skip?
2. Damn it. But I said 2
Don't
off the
panic.
track list. If you
Okay.
go back and watch, I said 2 joints.
Is Dr. Knockboot a skip?
Yeah, I think he skipped it.
He called that.
No,
fire.
no,
in
he
terms
said
of the
he
flow
said
of the
that's
album,
fire.
He
in
said it
terms of
flows
the
with the album.
Like, am I gonna go? Hey, let's just play Dr. Knockboot on my own accord now? But if I'm listening to the album, I'm not necessarily gonna skip Dr. Knockboot personally.
Wow.
You know,
Okay,
it flows.
all right.
Like you said, you don't like kissing on the album.
Trash,
Fire.
garbage.
Fire is a bit much.
Garbage.
Come on, man. La da
Garbage. That shit was always
da
garbage.
It was
la
decent.
la.
You know what it is? You know what? Let's be fair for a second, because we fully in the nostalgia hour now. You can't have You Can't See Me and Kissing on the same album. Can't have
Too
both.
much, huh?
Yeah, it is. You know what I mean? It's too
For
much
the,
noise.
for the
you
ladies.
can't have- and you can't have like Nas's life was put in a shit sandwich, bro.
Shit sandwich.
Because it had big things before it and then KISSING
It's
after.
an A&R. Who sequels that album?
Why would you put one of the greatest songs ever in that shit
Where would
sandwich?
you put it?
Anywhere else?
14 out of 16.
Anywhere
Great money.
else.
Yo, I'm
14 out of
crying,
16
bro.
tracks.
I would have taken either big like if you really felt sorry about one of those songs,
It ain't 14 out of 16.
take Big Things or
14 out of
KISS
16.
off.
Yo.
Crazy.
All right. 13 out of 16.
Is this better than Illmatic? Let me know, D. Like,
Stop it. See, now we're getting carried away. It's not better
Nigga,
Illmatic.
you carried us
Yo,
away.
bro, I'm looking at the track. Yo, bro, there's classic songs.
13 out of 16, nigga.
I ran the track
And
list
Tono,
down.
he said it's part of a shit sandwich. Get the fuck
New
out of
York
here.
State of Mind, Hate Me Now, Favor for a Favor, Ghetto Prisoners,
Nah,
bro.
I'm more, listen.
Like,
I'm more on Deanie's side, obviously. 'cause
Like,
that-
for sure.
That's why I brought it up because
But you don't have 13 out of 16, Sam.
even if
Nah.
all right, he don't like the KISSING joint. He don't like the Dr. Knock boot.
He don't like
And you don't
Big
like the
Things.
joint with Aaliyah. What's the other joints? That's 3 joints out of 16.
he said he ain't like big things neither.
All right, that 12 out of 16.
Yeah.
That's 3/4 of the album.
I hear you, bro.
Saying, man. The chat know what's up.
Nah, I mean, of course they do. It's the Nas fans, they gonna be there agreeing with you. They would have never agreed with you more than this episode tonight.
Oh,
Fact. Let them
shit.
niggas tell it. This Nas whole catalog is 0 skips.
My Nas heads out there. Damn.
You know what I mean?
Oh man.
Speaking of coffee, real quick though, like what is your coffee order since you go to Starbucks? What's the go to?
Facts. What's the go-to,
Matcha
man?
macchiato.
No.
Nigga's a matcha drinker?
What? No.
The quarter
Absolutely
zip
not.
too?
No. I can't. I don't do matcha. I can't stand that.
I don't see that for you, bro.
What gets my morning started is a venti iced coffee.
Even in the winter?
Yeah.
Yeah, sick nigga.
Yeah.
Nice coffee in the winter.
Venti iced coffee, 2 pumps of classic. That's sweetener, and light whole milk.
Oh, so you keep it real safe.
Yeah. No, I don't
Simple.
get into the, all the specialty drinks in
I
there.
respect that.
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't gonna front. You know what I mean? I used
Wrong
to.
with the-
That's sitting here. Nah, I used to be a Starbucks drinker. Like I have the app. Like from outside, I'll order it. But like in the crib, I mean, like I moved on to Bustelo, and I ran out of coffee creamer. Like low key, like if you a Bustelo drinker, if you know, like you get the Italian sweet cream with the Bustelo is the best combination. If you do like the creamers, pause. You know what I mean?
This went,
Because you can't do the French vanilla or the hazelnut with the Bustelo. It's like a flavor clash. But the Italian sweet cream go crazy.
Ain't Bustelo some strong ass coffee though?
Yes. You know what I mean? But I ran out of the Italian sweet cream. So I actually had to use some almond essence I had in the cupboard with a little heavy cream.
Change the game.
Bussin'. Little splash, like if you know about like baking and shit, little splash of the essence, get the almond flavor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They use almond essence for like pistachio flavor things to give me an idea where we're going with this, right? You do a little splash of that, don't OD. Your sugar, your heavy cream. Bro, I was like, oh, I've been buying cream. I don't need that shit no more.
On 10.
But you know, I had to ask them because I was like, you know what I mean? Niggas be wanting to know it, you know what I'm saying? Like get to know the rap around.
Delve into the lives,
you know what I mean?
A little deep dive.
A little coffee drinking. I drink coffee too. I just don't listen to rap at the coffee shop. Like,
I can't wait for all the comments talking about Dunkin' Donuts is better than Starbucks.
Dunkin'
I know that's
Donuts?
coming.
They got a cheaper coffee right now.
Absolutely
that's
not. I will not stand for that.
I don't stand for either. I just think
The girl got the Starbucks on deck.
to me, you look. It's like having two different conversations. It's almost like you going to like a fancy burger joint or McDonald's. Starbucks is the burger joint.
Yeah.
Dunkin' is
I've
McDonald's.
tried coffee in
Mickey
every
D's.
form. I just can't fuck with it. Every form, from the super sweetened fucking Sunday type joints with the cream and the
This is
chocolate.
Dunkin' or just coffee in
I
general?
just hate coffee.
Okay.
I tried.
Really?
Yeah. I tried.
I liken it to like a conversation of Kendrick versus J. Cole.
Ah. One is the actual thing and one isn't.
Damn it, man.
Nah, like Dunkin', you got it. Like for me with Dunkin', I can't have Dunkin' without adding a shot of espresso because I feel like all the way coffee is just weak.
Sugar.
Very
shit.
weak.
Like Starbucks, if you just go straight regular black coffee versus black coffee, Starbucks to Dunkin',
Different.
one is watered down AF and the other one is actually coffee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now that I'm a Bustelo drinker, I can't drink weak coffee. I'm ruined forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Strong, bro.
So it's like with Dunkin', I get the extra shot, and then we in business.
Money.
You know what I mean? Well, we got to move on. This is not a coffee podcast. Well, I can talk about. I like coffee. My day can't fuck. If I don't have coffee, most of my arguments, everything go left if I don't have coffee, bro. Just so you know, don't talk to me before coffee. All right. Anyway, Kendrick Lamar. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe option, hit the notification bell, lock into all things rap, round table, coffee shop, so on and so forth. Kendrick Lamar had what some feel was the greatest year ever in 2024. You had the battle of a lifetime, followed by one of his strongest outings as a solo album. All of the announcements, the moments leading into the Super Bowl accolades, so on and so forth. Some people believe that GNX is a classic even. And he dropped it with little to no promo. He dropped it through word of mouth because it was talk that Kenny album's coming, and then it dropped. You know what I mean? The singles hit, Luther hit, everything hit. Strongest year. Conversations around Drake ruined. Conversations around J. Cole ruined. And there is no big three. It's just Big Kenny. Pause. You know what I mean? he from that feature to now, you could think about, and I'm talking about as far as perception goes, not reality, because we know Cole's about to go platinum with the fall off, so he ain't take too much of a hit. But as far as the hierarchy of the big three, Kendrick is the clear number one. There's no blurriness in that. It's Kendrick, Drake, space, J. Cole.
Yeah.
Right now. So with that being said, we've had some years in hip hop history that really they did some damage, and those years kind of set the careers off for these artists. Is Kendrick's 2024 the greatest individual year for a rapper ever? It's a lot of talk. Kendrick fans, let us know in the chat. Consider the Rap Snob, you are the resident Kenny fan here. Is that 2024 the best individual season ever for a rapper?
Ooh, of all time?
Of all time.
That's a tall order, man, because there's been a lot of great years. 96 Pac, 98 DMX, 95 Biggie, 94 into 95 crazy, 96 Nas crazy. Drake's had some strong years, Ye's had some strong years, but ultimately, I'm gonna have to agree with the people saying 2024 Kendrick Lamar is the greatest single year that any rapper has ever had in the history of hip hop. 2024 Kendrick Lamar has the crown. Because we got like we just all we have to do is list the achievements and accolades.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like list them in order. First, the fact that everybody was kind of counting, including everybody here, was counting him out.
Especially me.
When that battle first started.
Oh, look how he pointed at me when
I went around.
Ended on you.
I went around. It just ended.
that, right?
It just happened to end over here.
It started and then came back around. You know what I mean?
Round and around we go.
Was counting him out. You know, he has a song saying he loves when people count him out. The battle started. Euphoria, all the way to Meet the Grams, to 616 in LA, Meet the Grams, and then the monster song that ended up being Not Like Us. Like that song right there is the song of the year already, right? Then and actually, sorry, I skipped some because he also had the feature of the year, which is what like popped off the whole battle. So the battle started off of like that. People were like, when Drake came into the battle, people started counting him out. He proved everybody wrong, right? Then Not Like Us became the hands down song of the year. Then he announced the Super Bowl. Huge, right? Then GNX comes seemingly out of nowhere. We were not expecting GNX, honestly. Not only were we not really expecting GNX, we weren't expecting GNX to be and to sound what it sounded like. We weren't expecting GNX to have the energy that it had.
Yeah. Now,
earlier I talked about Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, right? And a lot of people were looking at that album and were like, where's Kendrick going with this? What's going to be his next move? Like, are we going to get deeper into therapy? Are we going to go deeper into past life regressions? Is he going to start talking more about the sun, moon, and stars and different dimensions and shit? No, he went straight back to LA and gave you a complete Compton LA soundtrack. You know what I mean? The entire landscape of music and the genre of hip hop sat up and paid in full attention on what Kendrick was doing with GNX. Then that leaks into 2025, which is still within the 12 months of when Like That dropped.
Yeah.
And then you get the Super Bowl performance, and then you get 5 Grammys. That is, to me, that's the most stellar year ever of any rapper. Like, put any other year up against it. I'd like to hear it. Put it up. But this list,
that's tough.
It's hard to beat. If possible.
That's tough. That's tough. You need a balance. Is Kendrick's 2024 numero uno? Do you have something that could challenge it?
So I thought about it, and as you named, 98 DMX, 9-6 Nas, 9-5 Big, but but like Sin said, no one's done what was done. I made a little list because I smoke a lot of weed.
Okay.
He dominated hip hop. He had the feud with Drake and dethroned him. Say what you want about Drake, he was the king of the moment, dethroned him. Not Like Us became a cultural anthem. Not just the song, not just the hit.
Yeah.
It was undeniable. GNX album announcement comes. Does the pop-out show in Inglewood and reunites the whole LA.
I missed the pop-up show.
I forgot about the
Pop-out.
Mind you, where he performs Not Like Us like 30 times. just to add insult to injury. Drops the Not Like Us video on July 4th, All America.
You ever seen that movie Drive?
Which one?
With Ryan.
Yeah, with Ryan
Gosling.
Oh, that's an excellent
I
movie.
haven't.
Fire movie.
I say that because there's a scene in Drive. If you watch that movie, it's hilarious in hindsight. But the movie's so good, but it's bad at the same time. I can't forget that. We'll get into that at a later date.
Copy.
But there's a scene in there where the main character was Ryan Gosling's character, and the dude pissed him off in the elevator so bad that he stomped his head off of his body in the elevator. And that's what Not Like Us at the pop-out was. That was Kendrick stomping the head off of Drake because he wouldn't stop performing the fucking song.
The all fours were just bloody. The Nike all fours.
1 foot. He put the shit right through Sun's head. Watch that movie.
I'm a peep.
It's super good and super bad at the same time.
Had the speech at Compton University. Culture.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Announcement of him doing this 2025 Super Bowl. Not Like Us leads the charts, and every song on motherfucking GNX is in the top 30 of the top 100. Like, my God. Goes on to win 5 Grammys, which culminated in him having the highest grossing hip hop tour of all time. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, outside of Kanye, maybe the 2010 year, like, I just can't see nothing fucking with this in totality, though. This is really, no one's had all these accolades in one.
So you said, Kanye 2010. That's a good year.
That's a good year, but Kanye didn't do this. You get what I'm saying? This nigga done got the gangs to celebrate together. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like,
Good Fridays.
Unity.
Good Fridays was
classics. Come on,
Good Friday into my
what a moment. What a moment. But I just think everything that was done.
Look at his face though. I think it's scratching. He's sick over there.
Good.
Yeah,
So
crazy,
good.
man.
But yeah, a lot of
Ye 2010.
couldn't really lose, and still hasn't lost since. Like, pretty much the game sits to control right now, you know?
So we got 2 yeses for Kendrick Lamar, strongest year ever in rap.
Never seen it done like that, bro.
Masito, OVO Mase. Or is it PG Lang Mase?
It's definitely, that's PG Dean.
Oh,
It's not, you know what I'm saying? That's PG
Facts,
Dean over there.
man.
This is crazy. I swore we was gonna get a Nas pick from D. Where's the balance, Dean?
Nah, man.
None.
Listen,
Nas ain't do this.
You know Dini afraid of the Kendrick fans. You know what I mean? You know what it is.
listen.
Nas ain't do this.
While I would love to just argue sit down with there is multiple Drake years that could qualify here. I won't be disingenuous just to argue like these other podcasts do. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say what I actually feel. And to me, it's so clearly 50 Cent in 2003, bro. Like 50 Cent. It's so very clear to me
because you was gonna pick Kenny the way you built that up.
Yeah, right?
It could be argued that Get Rich or Die Trying was the only good album 50 Cent put out, and he's still at the top of #the algorithm to this day.
Absolutely.
Listen, I love speeches at Compton College too, Dean, but 50 Cent in 2003 had the most legendary year in hip hop history. Get Rich or Die Trying, legendary debut album. One of the more anticipated albums ever. Did everything that he was supposed to do and more on that album.
Great album.
Better album than GNX, by the way. He vanquished his foe to such. He vanquished.
That was
My
such
fault, Mace. I just had to see his face.
I'm just saying,
that was such an unnecessary.
Bro, my fault, Mace.
that has to be part of the
unnecessary
conversation, right?
I
My
just had to see his
guy
fit-
put out a
energy.
better album that year. So you
Sid
got
don't
that.
believe it.
He vanquished his foe, Ja Rule, to such a degree that they're still comparing Drake to it now. That's how bad 50 Cent stomped out his competition. You have the fact that he went on a crazy run all summer in the club, PIMP, 21 Questions.
Crazy.
Then he had the Rock the Mic tour with Jay-Z, co-headliner on that tour. That's the tour that they kicked the Dipset off of, that Cameron was mad about for the next few years. That's why the disses came, if you want to be honest. Then he ended the year with Beg for Mercy, one of the better group albums
Great album.
Honestly,
that ever dropped.
quick stick a pin
Great
in that.
album.
As far as rap collectives, not groups, collectives go, you could argue Beg for Mercy's the best collective album ever.
That's what I'm saying. Excellent verses from Buck. Excellent verses from Banks. 50 continuing on what he did. Even Yayo had a couple of crazy verses on there.
Yeah, y'all ain't capping.
Was going head to head with the Black album in those times. That was like the albums that dropped at the same time. 50 not afraid to compete, bro. Listen, this is so easily 50 Cent. Kendrick, of course, we know what Kendrick did in GNX, but a lot of that is assisted by accolades. If you want to be honest, if we talking the music, if we talking the what happened, if we talking the legacy of a specific year, 50 Cent 2003 is the MVP year of all MVP years in hip hop history. This is not even like a debate. You feel what I'm saying? Like 50 rode the wave of this year to 2026, bro. To 2026 was you rock. What? Name me some songs. Name me some songs off Curtis. Name me some songs off Before I Self-Destruct. You Get Rich or Die Trying got you watching Power, bro. This is what I'm talking. 50 Cent in 2003, the most epic year in hip hop history, bar none.
Say what you said again about GNX.
Come on. That Get Rich or Die Trying is better than GNX.
No. After that, most recently, that it was assisted by what?
No, the year, not GNX. The year that we talk about Kendrick having is assisted a lot by accolades. Okay. That's what I'm saying.
Accolades is a part of it.
Is GNX a classic?
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely.
Oh, brother.
That intro of Beg for Mercy was amazing.
Come on, dog.
You know, that's a strong pick, you know, because I feel like...
Where did 50 perform? What the NBA Finals?
He got to the Super Bowl, but it was assisted.
You know what I mean?
He performed with Kendrick at the Super Bowl, actually. You know what I'm saying? But
off of Get Rich or Die Trying. Didn't they recreate a Get Rich moment at that Super Bowl?
They did, actually.
He almost died.
He did that in 03?
03? Oh, listen.
In the club,
okay.
In the club was it 03?
Listen.
Yeah.
So what we talking about?
The hanging upside down and shit.
He wanted 50 hanging upside down.
Mace's point is that
pull up the award.
The success of Get Rich or Die Trying to this day is carrying 50 to this day.
20 years later. 23 years later.
Pull up the awards. And I'm not one to say it
don't
gotta be Grammys.
Bro,
it don't gotta be Grammys. A BET award, baby.
Mace can't disagree.
Soul Train award.
Yo, set on fire.
He can't disagree.
Awards, man. Shout the awards. You know what I'm saying? Shout the awards.
Jet Magazine,
you know
nigga, something, right?
Yeah, Jet Magazine.
Essence, give us something, right?
Essence award.
Oh shit,
damn, bro.
Yeah, I'll take Blacktail. Does Blacktail have an award?
GNX dominant? I don't know.
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
Ain't
Get Rich like 20 million worldwide? Some crazy shit like that.
The 20 million people who purchased the album are more important than them 30 people that voted for the Grammys. But you know, shout the Grammys.
30 people.
The nerd was sin. And honestly, most of the rap roundtable has a really large blind
23
spot.
years to do that. But okay.
I mean, it went dumb in his first year. I don't understand.
It wasn't the first.
It was though.
A whole 10 million in 1 year?
Yeah, nigga,
that shit was diamond, nigga.
That time, it was the time. It was really a time.
Man, I'm sorry.
Get Rich went diamond fast, bro.
It was fast. It wasn't. It wasn't
had about
1
3
year.
or 4 too. Let's be honest.
I think Beg for Mercy went quadruple.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, he was cooking, bro. He couldn't lose at that time.
It's the only good year he had.
Look at the Kendrick fan here Googling, want to make sure. But I ain't gonna. Admittedly, the rap round table does have a blind spot when it comes to 50. You know what I mean? Because you notice been sitting reeled off his great years. He didn't mention 50.
He mentioned 5th, bro.
You know, and 50, you could say from the time. I remember I first heard Wankster. No, I'm lying. I heard Poorer the Richer on a Sunday night, one of them Sunday night shows on High 97, not the Dame Dash and Big Face Gary show. It was some other radio show. Like, not late night, but like evening time, like 9, 10 o'clock p.m. after Bobby Connors and Jabba.
Oh, man.
Or was it before? What time Bobby Connors? Yeah, I don't remember because it's been so long. I used to listen to Bobby Connors every Sunday. It was either before Bobby Connors and Jabba or after Bobby Connors and Jabba. I think Bobby Connors and Jabba used to go to midnight, right? Didn't it?
Yeah, it was late.
So it was before that. I tell you that right now. It was before that. And I heard that song. I'm like, what? This is the same 50 that made How to Rob?
Yo, Life's on the Line went platinum in my stereo.
And then that ball started to get rolling from Poorer to Richer. And then I think the as far as like conversation pieces go, not the actual timeline. For me, it went from Poorer to Richer to Wankster. And that's when I was made aware of the Ja Rule thing. And I'm like, wait, this Wankster record is kind of tough. I like the little twang on that. You know, from New Yorkers that don't like Southern people, this little twang here kind of works.
It was just so different at the time.
Yeah, it was.
It really was, man.
The mixtape joints. Niggas was stopping radio midday for 50 Cent remixes. I remember the first time I heard "Love You Better," the LL shit that I referenced mad times on. They stopped the Angie Martinez radio show, which was a big deal. That 3 to 7 slot for Angie.
It was crazy.
They stopped it to debut a mixtape record and played it on the radio. Like 50 from 02, let's say 02 to 04, but specifically 03.
Yeah.
Holy shit. You know what I mean?
Supernova. Bro.
That's a strong. You know what I mean? I seen it firsthand. It went from niggas throwing out the diamond, being Dipset fans in New York to G-Unit, like little niggas just screaming G-Unit in the street, all that. So not
to mention the trickle down effect of what the other members did. Banks go like double platinum.
Banks immediately became in conversation pieces nicer. All the niggas who was holding up there doing Clue freestyles all that at that time, he was immediately better. And it was like, hold on, he ain't better. Wait, you know what I mean? The debate started. That being said, that is not my pick.
It's the word. Let's hear this, y'all.
You had the Pop Out. You had G and X.
Yeah, salute.
It ain't Big Me. Ain't no Big Three. It's just Big Me. To like that record, that changed everything. Changed everything for him. Changed everything for us. Changed everything for platforms from coast to coast.
Crazy.
That one moment alone changed the. Not to say we was already upward trajectory, but we found our people through the back.
Yeah,
I say that.
Shout out to y'all.
The diss records, the fun streams, the J. Cole apologizing,
high shoulders
with Mase, potting inside of the car while I'm at my job in Connecticut. Yankee game start at 5, 6 o'clock. I'm in the car in the parking lot potting with these guys because a new record just dropped, the news just broke.
Gotta love it.
That was fun.
Yo, what a year! Like 2024, and then the thing is, once Kenny made Drake wait mad long, but then once he came outside, he sprayed the block, emptied the clip. The Not Like Us weekend, all the way to the Hard Part 6 by Drake, iconic. The whole thing.
We ate crazy.
Epic,
you know what I'm saying? All and riding that momentum. Not Like Us, the Not Like Us video, the Pop Out, all of that wave, which led all the way to G and X, and the records that we got from G and X. Because in the beginning, you had the joint TV Off. Before Luther was TV Off. Luther eventually, led the conversations, but TV Off was that record. You had Peekaboo. You had a few other joints, man.
Squabble Up.
I know I was forgetting one. So it's like, of course, when you think about it, 2024 is Kendrick Lamar's year. Boy, I don't think we've ever seen a year like that. But I'm still going with Jay-Z in 98. Sorry. Jay-Z, 1998, Hove. Benny the Butcher always talks about 97 Hove.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, we don't even have Fraser Tharp on our podcast a week ago without 98 Hove.
Salute Fraser.
Jay-Z don't become $1 billion Hove. He don't get Beyonce. He don't get none of the things that we've known him to be, the stupid dreadlocks now, all that.
Damn.
None of these things become a thing without Volume 2 Hard Knock Life. Everyone talks about DMX's 98. He dropped 2 albums. They both went crazy. He wasn't the headliner on the Hard Knock Life tour.
Ooh.
Big singles. Even the side quest, you had the joint with Jermaine Dupri, Money Ain't a Thing.
Had the high selling tour at that time.
All right. It's all right. With Bleak.
Yeah, man.
You had Nigga What, Nigga Who. Like,
Jazzo.
Come on, bro.
Shout out to Ja Rule for facilitating that happening.
Ja Rule's always been a forward-thinking individual, you know what I mean? For better or worse.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
What does Ja Rule think about
as time goes along, you know what it is? As time goes along, we talk about Reasonable, we talk about The Blackout, we talk about Blooper, we talk about American Gangster. But none of these conversations will be possible without Volume 2 Hard Knock Life. And the energy and the momentum that he built from that album, which led into the lead single for Volume 3 with Beanie Siegel. The anticipation and momentum for that record only exists because of what Volume 2 did and what the records in and around that 98 window. And I think, what year did fucking Lobster and Shrimp drop? Because it was like, he dropped so many songs.
That was also 98.
Bro, like it was so many songs. Like I was in the other group chat, where I was like, niggas don't talk about the Jay-Z side quests enough. Like we think about the main line, pardon, and the B-sides and shit like that. But he has so many side quest records that when you saw compiling, like, oh shit, this nigga got joints.
I do have to say something. I don't agree with your opinion.
That's fine.
But I do have to say something to that point that you just made, because a couple months ago I was doing the Twitter series on movie soundtrack. Movie
classic,
soundtrack.
That shit was fire.
Another
gems.
classic entry from Sin.
And I threw up I think only one Jay song, but I started going back and redoing the knowledge.
Side quest started adding up.
So many soundtrack songs that were all fire.
Yeah.
He was so just omnipresent on all of these soundtracks, even Southern soundtracks. The I Got the Hookup soundtrack. I don't remember what joint it was. He had a joint on that.
This nigga was everywhere, bro.
He was everywhere, and it made me think like, all right, everybody attributes Hard Knock Life to success, but he just made it his business to be on every soundtrack
For sure.
and corner every market. Even for movies like I Got the Hookup, which was clearly like a Master P project.
Right.
But he had joints on that. He wanted to make sure that he was known everywhere.
For sure. But but the tent pole was that 1998 year. Supernova couldn't escape him. The beginning of the Jay-Z hate train started in 1998. The nigga was so popping that the guy that dropped 2 albums that sold mad units, right? His Cruise album, Jay-Z had a solo single on that album. We ain't had no solo DMX song on the Dynasty, but we sure had Jigga That Nigga on the Rough Riders album.
Yeah.
All off of the energy of 1998. Supernova year. Kendrick did some iconic things, a lot of iconic things, quite frankly. But as far as a year-over-year supernova type energy, I'm gonna take Jay-Z. I'm taking 98 Hove because too many niggas like Sincere the Rap Snob like to gloss over 1998 in the Jay-Z lexicon where there is no Jay-Z without 1998. And the reason you niggas hate Jay-Z, say dumb shit about the Illuminati, say dumb shit about capitalism, say dumb shit about his hair, even though I said some shit about his hair. You know what I mean? Say all the dumb shit. Say anytime you compliment Jay-Z, you compromise. All of that stupid shit. None of it happens without 1998. If he doesn't have 1998, he's just another guy. Because Volume 1 did happen. Reasonable did happen. And at that point, he was in conversations, but he wasn't leading any conversations. 1998 happened. It changed his entire life. And y'all like to play. But in fact, I'll say it to Jay-Z fan. If he don't drop Volume 2 and that Annie record don't get love out of white people, because we didn't love it. It was white people. Let's call it what it is. We like Money Cash Hoes better.
Yeah.
We like nigga what nigga who better.
Shouts to Swiss just like
Shit.
on the keyboard, just like swinging his whole hand across the keyboard.
And you know what's funny? We thought that was the hottest shit ever in 98. Boom, 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 boom. Yo, because we did not like Annie, my nigga. But them white people love that shit.
Yo, 98 is what led to the culmination of him having Quarter Waters and Oprah.
It just takes one record that we don't care so much about, but they do. And we don't get Hove without that year. And I'm here to say it. Y'all can throw the tomatoes. Y'all know I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Throw every one of the tomatoes. 98 Hove, 0350. Y'all can keep y'all Kendrick, East Coast, live and direct over here, nigga.
And
West Coast sin.
Before anybody like retorts in the chat,
Compton sin.
I'm very aware that the sample for Money Cash Hoes was
oh God!
but it was allegedly
himself.
It's allegedly off of the Golden Axe video game.
Put it this way.
I understand that. Before somebody comes in the chat like, actually it was like,
I'm gonna be an asshole. Fuck whoever would want to think about challenging sin on that.
Facts, honestly.
Because it's not anybody we like anyway.
Yeah.
It's some nigga in a basement with no woman in his life.
Actually.
Still playing N64 GoldenEye.
Crumbs on his shirt.
Crumbs on his shirt from the butter crunch he just ate.
Cheeto dust on his shorts.
Cheeto dust on his fingers.
On his basketball
Cheeto
shorts.
dust.
A horrible
Still
wet
wearing
history.
Olas from 98. I'm sorry.
Chill, we know some guys like that.
We do. We do. And we love them. We love them. You know, but
What a time.
the truth is the truth. We gotta move on. Chat, let us know what your best year ever was at rap. For
Good picks,
best
though, fellas.
individual year for a rapper ever in history? Let us know. Make your picks. We know it's gonna be a lot of Kendrick picks. We'll make your pick anyway.
Yeah.
Let's move on. It's basically 2 topics rolled into one. So we had this conversation. Gully TV had DJ Clue on.
Salute to Gully.
And
Shouts to Gully, man.
it was an interesting exchange as far as like the state of like the underground and why it's not played on the radio, so on and so forth. I'm gonna play the clip though. You know what I mean? It's better to hear from them than to hear from us. So I'm gonna get that clip up right now. It's a long clip, but be
What you
patient.
think about the underground, man? The Rock Marcy's, the Edos. I'm doing this for my platform. I have to mention their names to you while I'm in front of you. The Rock Marcy's, the Edos, the Husk Kingpins, Jamal Gasol. You familiar with these guys? 38 Special. What you think of the new underground? That's been the lifeblood of my platform, actually. The underground artists.
I don't think, to be honest, I don't think the label underground really is relevant anymore because of the internet. There's no underground.
I'll tell you why.
Oh, you press the button and you're on the platform with the big dogs. It ain't like before where everything was segregated. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe you could say underground as far as like shows because they like to do like different like smaller venues and shit like that. But as far as the music, you on Spotify, you on Apple. You press one button, you on every platform.
Yeah. But a lot of these guys I mentioned, they're actually selling CDs, vinyl, tapes.
Everybody's selling. Travis Scott is selling CDs and vinyl. Cardi B is selling CDs and vinyl. Everybody is.
They were influenced by these guys that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The Griselda guys, Conway, West Side Gun, Benny, all of. I watched this body of music create their own commerce, and it seemed like the rest of the industry, tried to like catch up. If you was to ask somebody who was the hottest guy on the East Coast on the internet right now, they're gonna say Rock Marcy. They're gonna say Rock Marciano. You familiar with that?
Yeah.
Do you play rock on 105?
No, I don't.
Why not? Because he's an underground artist? How could you not be playing somebody of that magnitude? This should be studied.
It's not about the audience that at Powers, like, is a little bit different. It's a different type of algorithm. Like,
That's why we call it the underground.
No, but it's not that I wouldn't play it.
Yeah.
The powers that be, like, they're gonna say something if you start playing like certain shit. Like, I could play like maybe like that. That's something I could play like on Fridays, like just like how, you know what I'm saying. But then it's like, there's different when you say the algorithm and with music. It's like different. Like we go off like everything else. We play shit, but there's also like, we have analytics shit. Like we play certain shit from even known artists and we get tune outs.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about ratings and shit. So you're gonna play like a little bit that's more like, a little more popular to the masses. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I can see why you say underground, but I don't think they should have that label because it's like, it's like the internet's the internet. Like, you know what I mean?
The internet is the internet. Interesting exchange right there. I wanted to make sure that I got the Clues part, because at the end of the day, big shout out to Gully TV, great back and forth, but Clues response is more so what I was interested in than anything else there. And this clip went crazy on Twitter, especially underground/overground Twitter. They up in arms about what Clue had to say. Some feel like Clue's an agent. Some feel like Clue's not doing right. He's not of the cloth. He's not of the culture. I heard someone who said, I have a boss and my boss is telling me I can't play that shit.
Yeah.
You could play it on Friday, and even then you got to do it with reason. You got to do it with moderation. People are tuning out. We are in the engagement business. We are in the ad revenue business. And if we want to get these ads and these commercial breaks, so on and so forth, you can't play 38 Special. I felt like people was kicking Clues back in. I'm just gonna get my take out the way right now, because I know y'all got different opinions.
Cool.
Me personally, I just feel like they were kicking Clues back in too much. But Clue, he slipped up and told you the truth when he mentioned his bosses. He's like, yo, it's a certain thing that they expected from me. And it's like, do I think that maybe that there needs to be a Clue himself needs to be a wild card and just maybe put his job on the line selfishly? Yes, he should. He's DJ Clue. But if he's has to acquiesce or beholden to a supervisor who has certain expectations of to play certain records, I think it's unfair to beat up Clue. Clue told you the truth. I got my bosses. I gotta play what these niggas tell me to play. I think it's unfair to beat DJ Clue up for that. That's just my opinion. Do I want the underground niggas to get spins? Hell yeah. Let's be clear. Don't misconstrue me. But what I'm just trying to throw some bail to Clue because I feel like niggas was being unfair to him in that reaction. Sincere. It was cooking him bad. I just felt like he told the truth. Not even his truth. He told the truth.
He kind of double spoke before he told the truth.
He double spoke.
And that's
because he didn't want to tell the truth. Right. But he shout out Gully TV, put him in that position. Yeah, go ahead, Sen.
Well, exactly. Shouts to Gully TV for putting the guy in his chest and making him,
say it.
Just say it. Say it in your chest. And shouts to Clue for saying there's no underground and then moving forward and basically.
Who said that? I didn't say that.
Basically admitting that there is in fact still an underground because there is a group of artists that if you play them on mainstream radio, somebody's gonna be mad, right? Why are they gonna be mad? Because they think that the ratings are gonna go down, the viewership or the listenership is gonna go down. So that in and of itself is what defines an underground artist, an artist that does not have as many eyes or ears on them. There absolutely still is an underground. He basically said that because everybody's on the same platform, you push a button, everybody's on Spotify and Apple Music and all that. Listen, back in the day, everybody was in Tower Records. Right. Everybody was in Virgin Megastore. Everybody was in Nobody Beats the Wiz, Sam Goody, all that. You know what I mean? Like I could get Jay-Z's album and Black Star's album on the same day in the same store. Everybody was still like in that same place of commerce, right? But clearly one was more successful than the other one. Clearly one had more push, had more eyes, had more success, and that in and of itself proves that there is still in fact an underground. It doesn't matter that they're in the same place of commerce. One has more of a backing, one has more viewership and listenership, and the other one doesn't. Mm-hmm. Now, I am disappointed in DJ Clue. I mean, look, not that I expect DJ Clue in 2026 to be DJ Clue in 1996, right? But he came up off of making street mixtapes, off of, songs that nobody's ever heard of before, breaking artists. Yeah. He had the A-Team. He had, Desert Storm.
Monday Night Mixtape was a thing.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, this has always been his career. So for now, him to be like, well, I can't play nobody unless they've been broken or they're popular. That's your job. Breaking artists, bro. Breaking artists. And if somebody's mad at you, then they mad at you, right?
That sounds good. That sounds good.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm disappointed in it.
Okay.
But I'm disappointed in him in the sense that, like, this is DJ Clue that I grew up with and we all grew up with, doing a certain thing. Just basically curating what was hot in the streets. If you haven't heard of this before, you need to hear about it now. You need to listen now. Putting it on his tapes, making sure that that people were able to get more of a listenership of artists that they may not have heard of before.
I ain't gonna front. When I used to hear that drive, DJ Clue says, "This is something you need to hear." I stopped what I was doing. You know what I mean? Clue telling me I gotta listen. Then he throw the little that, and then the fire alarm. I used to get geek like, you know what I mean? He telling you was the next thing.
Time.
This is where we are in 2026, unfortunately. And DJ Clue seems to be just a cog in the wheel at this point. Mm-hmm. And that's unfortunate. I'm not saying I'm disappointed in him as a person. Like, he has his job to do and he wants to do it well and he wants to keep his job. Right. I'm just saying as the state of things goes, I'm disappointed that DJ Clue is in this position and isn't brave enough to, support an underground artist for fear of, repercussions somehow.
Fair play. Jeannie, your thoughts on this sit down with Gully TV and Clue?
I'm a little conflicted because I'm like, he did that for so long. You get what I'm saying? And maybe he didn't have like these new bosses, bro. They kind of like they don't shift like the other ones do. Before you could have talked, no, you got to play these other hits to keep people locked in. No, I think they just want a specific mainstream set of music that gets played over and over again like that 40-piece does. He might not have that ability to maneuver around like he used to. Like before, he would drop a joint like that. Maybe he needs to go live, and then on his live, he plays that. But on a radio station where he gets his paper, you know what I'm saying? I don't tell nobody how to do their job when it comes to getting their money, because I'm not going to get that nigga no money if he gets fired for playing the songs that you want to hear. You get what I'm saying? I just think Clue has done, if you've done so much in the realm, like you spent 30 years doing something, and now you don't.
Over there, bro.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like,
Yeah,
do you punish a nigga for that? You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like you could punish him for that, because he did that for so long. He broke so many artists. He introduced us to so many up and coming. Fabulous Sport, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody on the fucking Desert Storm team was
Joe
introduced via Clue.
Fucking the A-Team,
Fab,
Ransom,
Joe,
Hitchcock.
Hold on, let's break it down. Fab, Joe, Paul Kane, Hitchcock, Ransom, Freck Billionaire. Bro, the whole squad, Clue broke them.
So you basically your whole career is basically, you were doing the lifting of the crew.
Yeah.
And now maybe at this age it's like, I kind of want to get my check, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a specific job to do. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying when you get paid to do a job, you got to do your job.
And I want to add to that, because that's a very good point. Throughout his career, and we both mentioned this.
Oh, he's done.
He's done nothing but that. You know what I mean? The Clue mixtapes, the Desert Storm, the A-Team. He's always pushed forth what he thought was dope, whether the artist was known or unknown. If it was Jay-Z or M.O.P., like it didn't matter. Like he propelled them forward.
Yeah.
So sidebar, what if he's not fucking with none of that shit? What if he don't think Rock Marcy's the way he think of when he heard Fab and Joe back in the days? That's a possibility too. Like, Rock Marcy's a very, like, you gotta fuck with it to fuck with it. You get what I'm saying?
I see that. I can see that. But like Griselda, Conway,
yeah, Stove.
Benny the Butcher, Stove.
Yeah, Rome.
You can be playing none.
That's true.
As a Rock Marcy fan, I'll admit like that it's an acquired taste. Like you gotta, you gotta be like really like
might not translate
on that frequency,
on the airlines,
but like
the frequency,
right? But there's artists. There's plenty of Conway songs he could have been playing. There's plenty of West Side Gun songs he could have been playing.
West Side Gun,
especially our last Conway album. The fact that that joint with Herbo's not a regular rotation is mind-boggling.
Crazy.
But he again, to be fair, he's done it his entire
whole
career,
life, bro. Like if a firefighter
maybe now he just wants a steady job.
A firefighter runs the buildings for 30 years, bro. Like when that nigga's 50 years old, I don't expect the nigga to run in the building no more, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ran in countless buildings. I'm the chief now. I'm gonna just sit in the cut. You feel me?
Facts. I'm only running it in case of emergency.
Right.
Besito.
This was a fascinating conversation. This whole interview was I was interested in the entire thing. Shouts to Gully, been putting in work in this game. I know
Facts.
I don't know if he follows all of us. I know he followed me on Twitter right after we posted some roundtable content. So I'm assuming, and I wasn't even posting. So I'm assuming he's aware of us. So Gully reached out. We got to holler at Gully.
Let's say that. Not to people. Be humble. Everybody knows who we are.
Talk about it, y'all. Talk about it.
Everybody knows who we are. Regardless of what the follower count says, everyone who's anyone knows who we are.
They are.
Shouts to the people that aren't afraid to say it, though.
Salute to them.
Carry on, Mase.
So yeah, that very fascinating conversation. I feel like it highlights two things mainly, or these are the two things that I thought about most in this entire situation. We have to give this is 2026, guys. You know what I'm saying? I know like the place that Clue holds, the things that Clue did, but the game works so differently now. And Clue is 51. Right, so holding him to the fire and the ambition that he had when he was 22, 23, 24, out in clubs, out meeting these artists, out in these recording studios, I'm not gonna hold him to that now. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's saying anything different in conversations than what Funk Flex says when he's pressed, than when Ebro, when they talk about Ebro, you never even played anything New York. He sounds just like how Clue sounds here. I have bosses, they have jobs. You know what I mean? That's just how it goes. You know what I'm saying? So I have to, you know, somewhat give him grace for that. You know what I mean? Because I go to job and I go to work and do what they ask me to do too. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, I want to check too. You heard? So I have to, you know, that has to be mentioned, right? Even within the conversation that they're having, right? Gully, I'm not gonna say Gully seems out of touch. He actually seems very on point with what he's saying. He's very tapped in to the real music that's being made, specifically on the East Coast. I think he's in PA, but he Gully knows what's going on in New York. Another thing is that these are two. It's not a 1-1 comparison to me, right? So I can't say, hey, Clue used to have the early J, and used to have the early X, and you know, the Triangle Offense, the Desert Storm team, because those audiences and the Griselda audiences are distinctly different audiences to me. Yeah. I wouldn't say that the Over Underground is hot on the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like in the sense that we said that we would say DMX is hot on the street, 50 Cent is hot on the street. That means people who didn't even know hip hop, or you know what I mean, or casuals. Let's call them what they are. Even the casuals was bumping. You go to Manhattan, you go to Harlem, you go to Queens, you keep hearing Wankster out of people's cars. You like, who the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? I don't think that the Griselda, the Over Underground, the appeal of them is to specifically hip hop heads, specifically the cloth, specifically people that are pursuing real hip hop, right? So I think it's two very different audiences. When even the people that we're mentioning, right? When the people that Clue used to champion, when they actually made it to the radio, what was it? It was Hard Knock Life, right? It was How It's Going Down, right? It was all the ladies' songs that Fab made. So even all of the people that Clue broke,
get at me, dog.
When they got to the radio,
don't just say How It's Going Down.
Shout out to Sheik Luch.
Let's be clear. Let's stick a pin. Get At Me Dog sounded like a return to form for hip hop. That song was so raw because we were so glossed out by Bad Boy by the time that Get At Me Dog dropped that it felt refreshing to hear some shit that sounded like that, to be honest.
Right. And even that, right? That was a return to form after the glossiness of Bad Boy. The glossiness of Bad Boy ain't what we've been getting on the radio for the last 10 years. You feel what I'm saying? So that return to form is going to be a much longer return. Pause. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just
that's crazy.
Very
that's crazy.
So for me, like it's we can't just paint the situation like, yo, Clue, you used to do this, now do this, because the chess pieces are much different. I argue that Griselda and Rock Marcy and the like go out of their way not to make acceptable music, right? Their songs have no hooks. Their songs have no hooks. Their songs have no beats. They're not making things
that's a take. Cool.
They're not making music that they want to be accessible. So it's like complaining about not hearing them on the radio is a weird argument to me. You feel what I'm saying? So I applaud Gully championing real hip hop, and it takes a very talented interviewer to put somebody like DJ Clue on the spot, right? But I think that the argument itself is a little bit.
So don't get worked up.
It's a little bit off.
I got you, son. I got you.
Especially after the Griselda playlist. He's ready.
Nah, because you know what? So, this is why I love doing this pod.
It's good.
You could put a list together and we can say we're going to talk about things. And then somebody just says something, right? That changes the entire itinerary. Because my gears are moving. I don't know. We might have to cut something. You know what I mean? Because You made a fucking excellent point. That is an excellent point. Hear me out, relaxing.
Nigga doing the Kevy.
I said I got you.
I gotta hear this.
I got you.
I gotta hear this, fella.
Because forget the actual outside noise. We talking roundtable business now.
Right. So
We always talk about the rules of engagement and how the person we're talking about has to maneuver within the rules of engagement, right? Mace's point speaks to the rules of engagement. Rock Marcy and the likes are not making radio-friendly songs. Maybe he said it in a way that might be eyebrow-raising or off-putting to sin.
sorry, son.
But the point of it is that there's a litany of Rock Marcy records that are not radio-friendly based on the rules of engagement.
Yeah.
Now, the bigger issue is said rules. Do we need to look at those rules a little bit more, with a little more scrutiny? That's the question. I think that Mase made a strong point because it's like, of course not. Nigga, Rock Marcy not drilling, he not twirling, he not doing none of that. He just giving you bars, drumless beats, shit like that. You turn your radio on right now. There's a reason why I could play that game and put my radio on and say, how old is the song I'm going to be hearing right now? Because a lot of these old singles are still better than the new singles that's coming out right now. Right. And if the old shit's still beating the new shit, you're not gonna hear no Rock Marcy on the fucking radio. That's just based on the rules. That's not my opinion. I'm just telling you what's going on out here. Yeah. So sit the rap snob, you hear all of that.
That's good.
What do you say to that?
Yeah.
All right. So specifically, you guys are talking about like Rock Marcy, and that's who Gully TV brought up, him and Edo, right? But within us, we're also talking about Griselda,
Right.
Yeah, right.
Of course.
Now, West Side Gun.
At one point, we were the Griselda pod. Let's call it.
All right. West Side Gun. He does his own thing. He's got his own lane. I think he's happy there. That's fine. He did try, that one album with like the trappy beats and whatever.
Yeah.
But Benny the Butcher has definitely has songs with hooks and with quote unquote beat. Mate, what was that? Look.
Nah,
they're not hooks.
I understand.
The Hit Boy,
the joint with Hit Boy got some joints.
Conway the Machine definitely got songs with hooks and with quote unquote beat. I'm assuming that you mean songs without beats are the drumless joints.
You're not gonna hear a drumless song on the radio, unless unless one of the the bodies
I got you.
made it.
Nah, you could. You was right the first time. You're not gonna hear it.
Scatterbrain, that
fire.
He got all the way up to the onto the Tonight Show.
Shout out to JID.
But they can't play JID and Ludacris on it. Yeah. They can't play that on the radio though? What's the problem with that song?
A couple times, you know what I'm saying? Was it beyond the radio? Was it I'm not, regardless of the quality, was it a hit? Radio play hits.
Does it can't just play like a fire. You see how some joints got the samples? Like if I heard
that's what I'm saying. Okay, the standard 9 to 5 radio.
Right.
Fine.
Right.
They're gonna play it
daytime,
but they're not gonna play it at no hour.
Like if
at 4:00 in the morning, they can't play that shit.
If you heard Illuminati and you said new clue,
I'm sure
at the very least,
Peter Rosenberg played that shit on late night.
West Side got a lot of shit that can be played on the radio.
We're not talking about Rosenberg. Shouts to Rosenberg. People have a lot of thoughts on Rosenberg.
That's not our place to talk about that.
Right.
The big ass bracelet. You couldn't hear that on the radio.
But Rosenberg does show love to the Underground.
Hold
on late night
on a late night clue with the sample.
Who was the late night DJ? That's where the K Slay on Thursday. K Slay been playing that. Rest in peace, K Slay.
The drama
That's what
king.
we missing right now. K Slay.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, Sam, we cut you off.
No. That was really my point because like Mase went out of his way to say like these songs have no hooks and no beats.
But all right, because you know what it is?
Music, right?
This is a Twitter debate that's happening right here. The truth of the matter is we gotta be rational. If you're running a radio station and you hear a Cash Cobain, Fisher, and the like songs that sound like that, Afro beat shit.
Yeah.
A lot. Remember when we had that whole thing where that one guy was so hung up on us talking about BPMs, and we was like, there's a certain type of record that's getting spins right now, It's obvious. We can tell by the BPMs. Saying, oh, if BPMs don't make it a single, we like, yeah, it does. This is what we were talking about. When you turn on the radio, I wish we could average it out. Like if we could really get on our nerdy shit. There's no slow tempoed radio record right now. If you put on the radio, all of these radio songs, because of the way people's attention spans are set up now, everything has a certain BPM to it. It has a certain kind of ride, certain kind of bounce to it. So it's like when you asked me about the joint big ass bracelet. If the radio station is pushing Cash Cobain and the like,
and then that's
there is no room for a big ass bracelet
or like a George Bondo.
No
or
way.
Shit.
Yeah. And it has nothing to do. But the thing is, people don't listen. They listen with the emotions. They're not listening to us talk. That's why I'm like, let's stop, because it's like we're not saying to us it doesn't belong. What we're saying just based on
the average radio
rules of engagement. These songs don't fit. That's why Clue keep pushing internet, because Clue probably because the thing is. Radio, I work in radio, but I work on the sports side. Let's be clear. But radio is just like any other job. You're gonna have your trainings, you have your Zoom meetings, you have certain shit you're supposed to like, certain like markers you're supposed to meet. Okay? Clue, when he was talking about his bosses, he was giving you the shit he heard in training. You know what I'm saying? Like he fucked up. Long story short, he fucked up by telling the truth so much. But the internet shit,
he did.
It was his way of saying you don't need radio if you popping on the internet. So you can have your big ass bracelets and your George Bondos on the internet and do well. You don't need us for that. But the truth of the matter is, Mase broke it down how the streaming works years ago, or maybe a year and a half ago on the pod. There's a massive bump streaming wise for radio spins.
Yeah.
So all those guys like Griselda, like 38, like Rock Marcy, they would benefit in droves some radio spins. And I say all of that to stick the landing. Instead of us beating up Clue, we could beat up Ebro, because Ebro is Ebro.
Yeah,
just cause.
You know how
a lot of this shit started with Ebro, but you know what I mean. It's your fault, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. You tried to blame 50, but we blame you. Yeah. You know what I mean. But
we do.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is, we have to blame the executives, because at the end of the day, they are the ones who are laying the foundation, and they are so pressed on ad revenue, ads. Because you know what? More listenership means more ads,
more money.
Because if you're telling me you can guarantee 1 million listeners, then that means that I can sell you this product that you could play my commercial on. I could take you inside of my world. Everything is so specific about radio to where I can't even fuck up and I gotta make sure that I don't play the same commercial. Or let's say, boom, let me make sure I'm very specific about this without giving up too much of the ingredients. You're wearing that Rangers hat, right? I can't play a commercial that's talking about Rap Roundtable hats right after the Ranger hat commercial plays. There has to be a commercial in between that.
Buffering, kind of.
Yes. Yeah. Because there's a conflict of interest. Everything is so specific in radio. I didn't even know that until I was training to do this shit.
Did you do the chops, right? Like,
bro, nigga told me, he said, do not, if you got 2 lawyer commercials, don't play these shits back to back. You will get written up. You know what I'm saying? So they so pressed on that aspect of it. And it's hip hop at 50 whatever now, maybe even older technically speaking. That guy that's the program director at Hot 97 is probably just some white guy. No, I'm sorry, Walt. That's his job.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah.
He's not some hip hop head that moved up through the station. His job is to make sure that the ad revenue keeps coming in. He don't give a fuck about the nigga that's making the drumless shit. His job is to make sure, because he got to answer to the suits. Yo, Clue played that record right there at 8 something p.m. That's primetime hours. We can't have that. He's the middle guy between him and is Clue, him, Suits.
The big dogs, yeah.
So in a sense, hip hop radio, especially on the East Coast, has lost the plot. And the thing is, we don't know that. I'm giving y'all the insight because I want y'all to understand. Hopefully this shit travels. It's really not anyone's fault that none of the forward-facing people that you know, It's not their fault. They're trying to keep their jobs.
That's it.
The truth of the matter is, it needs to be an agreement amongst all of the people who are in those forward-facing positions to rage against the machine.
Right.
And there's no unity in that regard. I keep saying rappers don't unite in New York. It's the radio, niggas.
Radio, bro.
Man.
Is Flex and Clue gonna get together and rage against the machine?
No way.
Nessa not even from New York. Fuck, like maybe Mero might. Mero had Earl sweatshirts and Mike on the radio.
Freestyling.
So maybe that's a step in the right direction. But is Envy gonna do that? Charlamagne is the face of the brand. How Envy can't go too left.
Facts.
Is Self gonna do that without the rest of the other niggas being in accord? I'm just naming all of the notable niggas in New York radio.
Yeah.
It would take all of them to go against the machine.
Right.
And the problem with Rosenberg is, you know what I mean? Like, we got called like racist on the show, but it's not even about racism, it's about perception. If some white hip hop head is saying, this is the thing you need to listen to, sadly, there's too many people that look like us whose recourse is gonna be like, Rosenberg's trying too hard. So they're not gonna really lock in how he's supposed to.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Rosenberg had the answers the entire time. But because it's not an Ebro or a Flex, they're not gonna take him that serious.
Right.
That's why Conway had that issue with Flex when it was like, bro, you need to play our shit, because if Flex is breaking these records, it means something.
Major.
But Flex not gonna go against his bosses. And now you see all the little shots that be getting thrown between Flex and Ebro
Flex
and,
like, I'm a deaf bitch, man.
and all these guys, because Flex is a company man.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
For years.
So it's a mess, bro.
It's a mess.
And it's
man.
not the artist's fault. It's the guys who are the front facing people who can push the button and play the record's fault.
Yeah, and
Money,
the
man.
crazy thing is that like nobody will bring that up. They always point at the artists, the rappers.
No,
This rapper is beefing with that rapper. You know, New York rappers don't get along.
it's none of that.
You know what I mean? But
It's the button pushers.
you got radio personality. Not only do you have station to station beef, but you also got beef between personalities on the same station.
on the same station, bro.
Because Flex and Clue was beefing for years on Hot.
Years.
Low key.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, recipes to K. K could only do so much. He had a 10 to midnight spot on a Thursday night.
Had Pat
That's
Poose out
not
here.
prime time
Yeah.
hours.
Good days.
That shit was for
Angie
jail
needed to play
niggas
them
too.
right. Right.
Yeah.
Angie needed to play that. Enough with the Rush Hour needed to play that. The New It 2 needed to play that. They wasn't playing them records. Meanwhile, every time I open social media and I hear songs from different regions, I'm not hearing pop radio when it's rap. I'm hearing niggas on the radio playing their region and shit.
Yeah.
T.I. just went gold off of mostly radio play. If you look at his streams don't look like a gold record. To let him know, joint. Or for radio play.
I've seen that and I kind of like.
Yo, it's also been used
Side-eyed
in
it,
mad
but
people's
that's a
IG
different
stories,
conversation.
bro.
That's
mad
why-
people take that.
You could side eye it, and you're right because of the streaming. But when we told niggas when they was telling us radio don't matter no more, we was like, no, Masito said radio matters. Because it's one vehicle that has millions or hundreds of thousands of people listening at any moment in time.
Facts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Again, market share. When y'all got mad at us, we talked about how New York market share impacts. I'm not making it about New York. What I'm saying is market share as far as listener base. If you have a poppin' radio station and they play your record, you're gonna do better than just depending on streaming. It all comes back to market share.
Duh.
We've been telling y'all this shit for the
Do the
longest.
knowledge.
No, like,
Knowledge, boy.
nigga went gold off of radio spins. That's crazy. Not all, but not mainly, but like majority of his
Majority,
gold
yeah.
success is the radio. So the DJ can play the record. Now, but again, I gotta lock in with Mase. Some of those songs are just not radio friendly. Unless it's a whole mutiny in New York and the tri-state and they just decide that fuck that, we're gonna play this. You gotta fire all of us,
can't
and they're not gonna
Right.
fire everybody.
Can't see it.
But it's gonna have to take that.
Niggas is not trying to lose their jobs, man. This economy.
New York niggas wait. You're right. But the thing is, it's like, how long was Pop Smoke? Like, what? Not Dio. What was the record? Welcome to My Party. Welcome to My Party was getting spun. By the time it got to radio, it was old.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard that in the
But that's what they do. They wait and they wait and they wait, bro.
Seen him perform that live at that Pusha T show in Coney Island.
Nigga.
Yeah.
And that was what, June, July?
Mad before that shit, like really like. Yeah.
This is where I will agree with Mase though.
Fire.
As somebody that I consider myself a Rock Marcy fan, you know. I go into it understanding that this is left.
Mm-hmm.
This is not center. This is not something that is cooked up cookie cutter for the masses. You know, this is something that he developed his own style, his own lane. I gravitated to it, you know, even without no drums. It's fine.
You know me.
And I, you know, I understand that. I've said it plenty of times here on the podcast. You know, most people are, you know, they like generic shits.
Yeah.
You know,
the lowest common denominator. You can't ignore them.
Right.
They are the majority.
You know, and so like it does bring up this kind of paradox. Like, all right, as a Rock Marcy fan, you want Rock Marcy to be played on the radio, but the whole reason that you like Rock Marcy is because he does a thing that's not on the radio.
And the minute he get on the radio, they're gonna turn on him, bro.
That's it, son. That's it.
Ain't that
So
That's it.
What happened to Benny? When Benny started to start getting a lot of love for the other side of the argument, granted some of the songs didn't land, when niggas was already jumping off the boat when he tried to be more than what he was. That's tough.
That's why I say
They
good.
don't want you to change, bro. They want
Interesting
what they want from
convo,
you.
man.
That's tough.
It's an interesting.
We're gonna
convo.
cut the third topic because we already kind of have an idea what we're gonna do with that. Cecilia got a great idea. Y'all just gonna have to wait on it.
Cool.
You know what I mean? Hit the like
Wait
button,
on it.
Hit the subscribe button, check the notification, bro. Staying with that conversation, but on the other side of the coin. Commercial rap. There's been so much conversation about commercial rap and like the way it's might be dying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a lot of talk. 77 weeks or some crazy number I seen the other day where it's like no top 10 singles for hip hop in the Billboard, whatever. How important is that? I guess is my question. I don't think hip hop is in any danger, but at the same time, the commercialization of it has its role to play. Is there any concern that the lack of commercial success is that a situation where like that's where Drake comes in and he can lift it up? Or is it a non-issue overall and niggas need to just move on with that conversation? Maxito, I'm gonna come to you first. Is this a Drake specific thing where he's gonna come in and change the conversation? Top 10 single Iceman on the way? Or are people overstating the importance of top 10 Hot 100 hip hop singles in 2026?
I don't think that people are overstating it. I think it's always good to have a market share in this music thing. You know, we talk the business shit a lot, so I think it can't be. There's always been great hip hop, right? There's for the most part. There's been times where it was better than other times, but there hasn't been a year where we haven't gotten great hip hop somewhere, right? So I always think that, popular or not, we're gonna get some great music, right? But I think, yeah, absolutely, it's an important thing. Now, the Drake aspect to it is interesting, right? Yes, Drake's gonna drop, and Drake's gonna come out, and his shit is gonna go top 10. But I think this moment in time is proving that was unsustainable, and that's not something that should have been relied on for as long as it may have been relied on. It seemed like a lot of the guys, the 21s, the you know, there's a few people that could have, you know, when their album dropped, went and got with Drake, and if that record didn't go number one, the Drake being on the album made more people listen to the album, right? That was unsustainable, especially now, right, when he's been kind of like exposed a little bit, right? So I don't think that
hurt.
That
Oh.
hurt.
it was tough.
That felt like a punch in the gut.
It was tough, man. It was tough.
Oh,
You get
yo,
That shit was
the gulp.
Tiger uppercut.
Tiger knee.
Tiger.
I was like,
Tiger.
Exposed.
Oh. Oh man, that shit hurt, bro.
Surgery with no anesthesia, bro. Like,
Voice
surgery with
I should just leave after that one. But I guess I'll continue my thought. You know what I'm saying?
Get cooked, bro.
So yeah, I don't think like if Drake was 2018 Drake, if he was 2016 Drake, and we were like, yo, we waiting on Drake to come save it, I don't think it would look how it looks now. For us for the last 2 years, and not just us, right, the entire game to be looking at Drake and say, well, you did this wrong and you did that wrong and you weren't really culture there and you didn't really keep it real there. For us to have 2 years of that to then, you know, in turn celebrate, hey, Drake got us back to top 10, that would look crazy. So I think that it has to be some sort of collective, you know what I mean? I know this ain't a rapper I usually compliment, you know what I'm saying? But I know one of the last Billboard entries on hip hop was Megan Thee Stallion, right? I think it's gonna take non-notable people like that, right? It takes the supporting cast has to put up numbers for us to really feel like the team is doing well. Drake has never stopped selling. Like, if you look on the Billboard, it's full of Drake and Kendrick albums. It's like 10 Drake and Kendrick albums up there, bro. Like, and like Eminem Curtain Call, like that's what the albums on hip hop
music,
right? Crazy. Right, honestly. So I don't think Drake has never stopped moving units. So if you telling me, oh, Drake comes out and he moves unit and it's gonna save it, no, that's not the case. It's proven that right now, or it wouldn't matter in general, right? So I don't think that is the smart thing to depend on. But I do think that there should be an effort of the mainstream hip hop artists, because we just spoke about how Underground is playing their part. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're playing their role. It's the mainstream side that hasn't been playing their role, and so it can't just be Drake, guys. I'm sorry. If he come out and sell 1 million the first week, that don't make the game better. You know what I'm saying? It makes Drake better. Yeah. It makes his shit better, but I don't think that's good for the game to be waiting on Drake to save us.
Deanie, your thoughts on like the importance at this point of commercial rap success? Does it need to be, or is it just a talking point for niggas to just converse about?
I mean, we were the most popular genre. You know what I'm saying? You can't be the most popular genre if you don't have nothing in those slots. You get what I'm saying? To put that all on Drake is a crazy responsibility, though. It's like countless artists, bro. A lot of people could pick up the pen and make a good joint. Like, even the dudes that make like the party music ain't really doing that. You remember you had when Migos was making that type of tunes. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that anymore. Shout out to Offset, just going through his shit. But like, it just seems like the whole total of hip hop is kind of just like in a real comfortable place. Because I feel like if there's any time to come out and pop out and really jump out, it'd be now. Because the lane is completely open. Kendrick's chilling, Drake's chilling, like everybody's out the way. The
Cold Drop made no radio records,
bruh, none. That whole second half, shout out to Center, the album, just like, you know. So like, there's so much space, bro. Like even like a Cash Cobain, like what's the last joint he dropped out was crazy. You get what I'm saying? Like the bass wags. Shout out to like Fergie Baby with doing hit what he's doing, but it's like.
It's so come on, we can't depend on Fergie right now.
Still, yeah.
You know what I mean,
but there's so much room to like make dope music. Like even this, what's the name of that? The SD Kid, whatever. The
out of the UK.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Even he had his little run with the Timothy Chalamet dude.
Is Central C Toast?
Yeah, slow.
You like a rapper out the UK?
That one, I like that one song. Is hard, one song. Like, the 4 Raws. That's what it's called. 4 Raws with the Timothy Chalamet kid. The joint goes. I actually was the one that sent it in the chat, and I actually said, "You gonna hate it." You know what I'm saying? Back when it first came out. But like, we just don't have nobody
to
like
play it. Probably.
Shit is a hit. My
phone be tweaking.
Shit is a hit, bro. Like, but it just, we don't have that right now. We don't have no one making like. And I don't want you to just go in the booth and say, "Hey, I'm gonna try to make something for." Just so the people could want, you know what I'm saying? I want you to make good music for the sake. And usually, I hate to do this, but usually I'll fall back on that would be Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Who's completely in shambles right now. Like Gunna. Shout out to Gunna doing anything, but young, no thug, 21 looking crazy in the eyes of a lot of people.
The one thing we could guarantee from y'all niggas was the radio shit.
Yeah.
And that's dry.
Yeah.
Slow motion.
Good point, Dan.
And Memphis.
You see what's going on with that?
Glorilla at Raptors games right now.
And the next nigga that was
Gotti, when the last time Gotti dropped a single?
Right.
What's her name?
Money.
All of a sudden.
Moneybag.
Been slow. Key Glock, he did it. Key
Nah,
Glock the
Key
only
Glock had
nigga
a
trying.
good- yeah.
You know what I mean?
He had a
That
good-
Betty Spaghetti joint was doing real well for a bit. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So it's tricky,
That's
but
true.
still, like, where you at with this commercial rap conversation?
I'm right there where Deanie left off. Look, I want to be perfectly clear about this. As the rap snob of this podcast,
Talk.
as the coffee shop guy, as the guy that was just arguing for Rock Marcy and Griselda, pushing for them to be on the radio. Charts to a certain extent do matter.
Oh, interesting.
Sincere.
Because here's where I'm coming from with this. What we as hip hop lovers love to say, this thing started from the South Bronx over 50 years ago. The youth had no resources. They made something out of nothing, got it from the mud, from the ground up, and it became a multi-billion-dollar industry. Like, that is a talking point that we say a lot. And by we, I mean everybody that feels the way I feel about hip hop. You can't say that and then simultaneously say that the charts do not matter at all. I'm not saying that charts are the end all be all. I'm not saying that, I'm not listening to music with a calculator. Like, let me see if I like this song. How many, units has it sold? How many spins has it got? No. But the fact that we point towards the innovation that happened once upon a time and how it grew into this vast industry that reached worldwide, that sells music, physical as well as streaming, sells DJ equipment, sells beat making equipment. You have DJs and producers and artists, graffiti writers that have all made a livelihood out of this thing. Commerce does to a certain extent matter, right? So we can't just look at the situation like it doesn't matter, right? So I think it does matter to a certain extent, right? But like Deanie was just saying, what I feel is happening right now is that a lot of people are pointing towards the Kendrick and Drake battle. I just seen just today Isaac Hayes the third.
Oh, brother.
Some of the worst.
That's the worst nigga to source.
I know. I understand. I know. But there's a lot of people that are also feeling the same way. He was just like the last guy that I saw. But that they're pointing towards the battle and saying that this has quote unquote ruined hip hop commercially because Kendrick isn't as prevalent as Drake once was. We could count on Drake, yada, 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 right? But where are all of these artists that were sort of Drake adjacent? Again, you go to Atlanta to, yeah, right. What was the bar? You go to Atlanta to get your
the Kendrick bar.
Yeah, anyway.
I erased it out of my mind.
Yeah. Anyway, that those artists that were
that's where you get your swag.
Check balance. There we go. Go to Atlanta to get your check balance. All these artists that were Drake adjacent, 21 Savage struggling, Young Thug struggling, Lil Baby struggling. Am I missing anyone?
Badly. There's so many. Roddy Ricch. There's so many people that follow that lane that just is not moving.
They're all struggling. So, you could say that you could try to trace that back to Kendrick, but like Kendrick only went to battle with one guy, with Drake, and that's it. Those other guys, they're on their own. Where are they at? Right? We should also be counting on. I'm not a Young Thug, fan or anything, but like, where are the Young Thug hits? Where are the Little Baby hits? Once upon a time, people were trying to tell me Lil Baby was when we were asking who's gonna be there after the big three. Everybody kept saying Lil Baby.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened to Lil Baby?
2017 and 2020 was just like golden for that kid, bro.
You know what I mean? And so to me, to wrap this up, to me, what I feel is happening is Yeah, to a certain extent, the Kendrick sentiment of, it's time to watch the party die. I think we're still in the midst of that. I think hip hop is in a state of metamorphosis. It's in a state of transition. We're gonna come out of it, on the other side, with new artists, new innovations, new sounds. It just happens to be commercially in a lull right now. Commercially, again, but yeah, I just want to, reiterate the point that like commercial success does at a certain point matter. We can't just say it doesn't matter at all, because if nobody's listening, then what happens?
I mean, it's all relative.
Right.
I think we need to get out of the habit of picking a side in this conversation, because they all play a role. Like we said many moons ago, I think even one of the earliest episodes, you go back to the 2019 shit, we got a lot of gems in the 2019. You go 2019, 2021 rap roundtable, there's a lot of shit that we said that's playing out right now. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Because at the end of the day, when niggas go to the studio and they pay for that studio time, they're not paying for studio time to be like moderately known and sell some merch and be good. Most artists, when they decide to put that pen to paper and then start paying for studio time and hope they get the record deal, they want to be as big as they can be. Eventually they land in their comfort spot and they're content with that. They can make a living, they're successful. But when they start, they want the fucking Eminem success, the 50 success, the Biggie, the Pac, the Jay, the Kendrick, the Drake, the Cole. They want that. Don't ever let niggas lie to you. They want that. But they get comfortable with whatever their reality actually ends up being. And I think that's the thing that gets disconnected, because in getting comfortable in their reality, they get on a microphone and they say, yeah, we don't fuck with none of that. It sounds good to say, but you know in your heart that you were chasing something grander, because there's a certain competitive space, especially with rap, maybe R&B, other genres, whatever. But in rap, there's a natural competitiveness to where you want to be the best and you want to be acclaimed as the best. You want the universe, not the critical acclaim, universal acclaim. Those are two different things. You want that universal acclaim. Like Eminem can claim universal acclaim, even if we disagree as a podcast.
Yeah.
Universally speaking, that includes all people with opinions about rap, not just hip hop heads. Eminem is the greatest of all time. For better or worse, that is the universal position. And they all decided when they write and they think they want that. They want the Grammy performance. They want the concerts. They want the 100,000 seaters. But then once they get to their spot in their zone, they could probably pack out 10K, 5K, whatever. They talk their shit. Some of that shit talking comes with resentment because they never got to that Eminem spot. That's just us saying that as a platform. We just telling you what it is and not what it might be. Y'all can disagree, cool, but the truth of the matter is, I've worked with rappers. I know rappers personally. They all have a certain level of delusion of grandeur to where they want to be number one. And that means every box checked. And I think that they've created this world, that us versus them mentality, where it's like, oh, I could do this for my 5,000 people who pack this venue out, the hundreds of thousands of people who play my records, and I'm good. Fuck that commercial shit. And I don't look at it that way. I think that everyone has a role to play, a function to perform. There's niggas who are supposed to be commercial records. Like, I don't want to hear, again, Cash Cobain in the underground. I don't think that works.
For real.
You know what I mean? And the guys who try to blend that in somewhere between the Cash Cobain and the Griseldas and they call it pain music, that's not even rap. Y'all niggas is singing. That's not rap.
That's like that. What's the big dude signed to Busta?
Right, him.
Yeah.
That's not rap. That's not rap to me.
That's pain singing.
That's you're crooning. Word. You're crooning, right? The underground don't want that. The underground want the nigga with the hard beats, the hard raps, maybe a drum, maybe no drums. Play your position, propagate that position, move as many units as you can, build up a base, pack out venues, do good.
Basically, West Side Gun.
Exactly. It's an ecosystem essentially. West Side Gun is the top of that ecosystem. Yeah. West Side Gun is working to where he's eventually going to be able to pack out an NBA arena. That's what he's doing right now.
He's there.
That is his role in this shit. There's other niggas who are the Kendricks, the Drakes, the Coles, stadium rappers. That is their role in this shit. I think what's getting fucked up is, where is the middle class in that? NBA YoungBoy is the only nigga consistently in that middle class where he could pack out an NBA level arena, and he's working towards stadium status.
They're putting out a movie about this nigga. They're gonna put the tour in the movies.
Right.
Crazy.
Where are the niggas who are NBA level niggas?
That's a tough spot
who
to
can
reach.
pack out the 18, the 15 to 20,000 seater venues? Who are those rappers? Everybody has a role to play. Back in our day, right? Let's just do that for a second. Let's create a scenario. This is not a real scenario, but this is just a make-believe. If we can copy and paste today's metrics to the late 90s, you would say Jay-Z is a stadium nigga.
Yeah.
DMX is a stadium nigga.
Yes.
Hate to break, I got you, Sin. Nelly's a stadium nigga.
Yeah.
Eminem is a stadium nigga. The entire Death Row, whoever's still alive, rest in peace, Tupac, all the Death Row niggas, stadium niggas. I done got the 5 already. Stadium niggas. Like these guys, that's Snoop, that's Dre, whatever the remnants of the NWA, that's West Side, that's all of these niggas. Because the NWA family tree, the NWA family tree spreads over the Death Row and niggas who are not Death Row. You got mad niggas.
Cube.
Nas, to me, late 90s, is a stadium nigga. You can say what you want about Nas and his career, that's a stadium nigga to me because he has records. And he has a lot of fans who will spend the money.
MSG.
That's
Nas
6.
has a lot of commercials.
But then when you get to the middle class, you do a little tour, you put 3 Wu-Tang, I forgot Wu-Tang, sorry.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang Stadium Collective.
Yeah.
Right? Then you have your little intermediaries. You put a few of them together, they could pack out a 20,000 seater. You put Locks together in there. You put Locks, Fabulous in there.
Ja Rule in there.
Ja Rule in there. Stay Prop in there. They're gonna pack and they're gonna go up and down the Eastern Seaboard.
Because they had that. Remember, it was the State Prop, Dipset, and
Forgot Dipset, yes.
And Mase?
No, not Mase. State Prop, Dipset, and some other like legendary crew.
Think about Atlanta. Outkast could do a stadium. This is a minor explanation. Let's say Outkast could do a stadium. Little John and them is packing out 20,000 seats. Yeah. Because they couldn't guarantee that Ludacris is gonna be there. Usher's gonna be there. Guaranteed.
Money.
Outkast is there. The Dungeon Family is gonna be there. Why? Because CeeLo was already a star. CeeLo,
Killer Mike.
Like let's say now Outkast not gonna be there. The rest of the Dungeon Family can pack out 20,000 seats in the South.
CeeLo got joints.
Cash money.
That's what it was.
Cash money.
That's what it was.
20,000, 30,000, 40,000. Juvie by himself was 20,000.
Yeah. Wayne could kill.
You go back to the West Coast. Let's say Snoop Dogg and the East Siders, 20,000. You might get a Dre appearance somewhere. You go up and down the West Coast. The East Siders is gonna pack out of a fucking venue.
Shout out to the East Side.
Cube is gonna pack out a fucking venue because you had the West Side connection.
Yep.
Pack out a venue.
Dub C.
Twister got popping in the early 2000s. The fucking United Center, whatever arenas is in the Midwest, he's packing that out. Kanye packing that out. It's early Kanye. He's packing out an NBA venue.
Yeah.
When you look at rap right now, we don't have that middle class. And thing is, back in our day, the middle class was on their way to stadium status.
Right.
That was the goal, to get to stadium status. When T.I. was urban legend, he was working his way to stadium on his NBA arena on his way to stadium. Who are the niggas in rap right now that are matriculating their way from amphitheater, NBA arena to football level stadiums? We don't know what the middle class looks like.
That's a fact.
That don't make it important. And the thing is, we can have this conversation because we are fair. The problem that I have with other niggas is that they're using the lack of a stadium level shit right now as a measure to say that the music is good or bad. And that's a separate conversation.
Right.
And I think we have to stop conflating the two. Popularity don't mean good. It just means niggas don't know yet. Or they not making it. Rock Marshall's not a stadium nigga. Nah. He's an amphitheater nigga. That's okay. He good with that.
And
Stop conflating the two.
He sells it out when he does them little joints, you know?
Sin, you wanted to say something.
Shit, I might have lost my... Oh, no.
Nah, you was cooking.
No. To go along with the point you were making, because like when you think of the Hard Knock Life tour, you know, you had the stadium guys, but they brought along. And here's the thing: they wasn't opening acts. You know what I mean? They brought along and made sure to put their names up on the posters as well. Yep. The Red and Meth, the Locks, like whoever was the undercard, so to speak. It wasn't this feeling like, oh, I'm gonna go see Jay-Z and DMX and some openers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Loaded.
Yeah, and it's funny because the openers was Red and Meth.
That's,
so you're going into a crazy show.
But that's
from
what
the
I'm
jump.
saying. But Red and Meth was like popping in and of themselves.
Somebody might have showed up
bro.
just for Red and Meth.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that goes to speak
we
to
can't
like,
even get that now.
We don't have
said
it. It's
backstage. The theaters will be damn near halfway full by the time
Because
they
it's
get on the stage.
like, come on.
And what I mean is we can't get that now. And the Hard Knock Life tour was Jay-Z on the Ascent. Not a brand name. He's on the Ascent. He's a headliner. DMX on the Ascent. You could say he's a co-headliner. I'll be respectful.
Had Ja Rule.
But if you try to copy and paste a Hard Knock Life tour right now, what would that look like? Who's the headliner? And what I'm saying is on the Ascent, Cole, Drake, Kendrick, brand names. Who outside of your NBA YoungBoy, who is on the Ascent right now that you can headline 18,000 seater nationwide tour, 30, 40 cities. Outside of YoungBoy, who can you put on that bill?
Everybody who they tried to tell us it was all smoke and mirrors.
And they can't pack out shit.
Maybe Cardi.
Cardi might be stadium at this point, right?
Playboy Cardi.
Okay.
Good. Yep.
But then the problem with the Playboy Cardi tour is his audience is so off the fucking tracks.
Bruh.
That's not a hip hop audience.
It's not.
That's some other shit.
They on some emo rock.
That's mosh
energy
pits,
type
bro.
shit,
Like,
Can JID be trusted? No.
I mean, he sold the show at Brooklyn Paramount was crazy, but Brooklyn Paramount only holds.
Paramount.
You know what I'm saying? Only
it's not
so
even no
many people.
seats in there,
It's
nigga.
not.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like we need to start propagating the middle class. And my last point before we move on is that I'm looking at the labels. Y'all have gotten so lazy and internet dependent, and y'all not fucking A&R'ing, you're not creating new stars. Y'all just banking on the internet to tell you who's popping to where y'all have lost the plot so bad that we don't have the stars anymore. The labels used to play that role.
Yeah.
And they failed.
A&R's used to build you up.
You used to have jobs, right?
Yeah.
Jobs.
Jarv gonna get the soundbite on the clip, but literally when he said it, I was like, that's the same shit that was in my head. Was not like the reason we don't have a middle class because there is no artist development to even get you to that point. It's like either you're a superstar or
You're a little nigga.
you're on the come up, and you know if you make a couple waves, that'll be it. It'll dwindle down, and then like you just go by the wayside.
Yeah.
And everybody who's in that big three like drive class, we'll call it, they all came up when they still had A&Rs and artist development.
Right.
What does artist development look like in 2026? Who's that person? We used to know the names of these A&Rs and these label execs. We don't even know these niggas no more because they don't even do their jobs. They don't exist. Why do we know who Julie Greenwald is? Why? They played roles, Liors, Lyles. They got names because
Steve Stout, like we
Steve
know.
Stout. They got these names because they did the job. It wasn't because they was popping in the streets, because they were responsible for the acts that we know and love.
But
Why we know Punch? Punch is why we know the whole
out to
TDE?
Punch.
Why we know the whole OVO? Why do we know that?
P from QC, you know, like
Why do we know that? Because they did a fucking job.
yeah.
I'm getting emotional.
right,
You
but
cooking, bro. You
also
cooking.
Facts,
I
though.
do also want to put some of the onus on the artists.
Okay.
Because without that battery in your back, like it's up to you to push forward. It's up to you to develop yourself. It's up to you to like not be in a situation where, oh, I got a couple songs and they popping, they out there. Let me just rest on my
But are we
laurels.
seeing now that how important artist development actually is though? Like
A lot of artists are resting on the laurels because they achieved a little bit of success.
facts.
And they're like, all right, nah, I'm good. I mean, made a couple dollars, I'm good.
I'll say it like this. I'm gonna put a pin on the topic. Instagram likes, TikTok views, that's not good enough. That's not a measurable enough metric for long-term success. We have to get out of the habit of using those two things as a way to measure how popping a nigga is, because we're seeing in real time it's not enough. Everybody not on the gram. Everybody not on TikTok. But we always talk about Eminem and mall music, but the gag is he's being played at the mall.
They play it.
When you're walking through and you're picking that shirt to see if you like it, I'm not afraid. It's being played. Hotline Bling is being played.
Yeah.
Instagram, these algorithms is not enough. Does it help? Yes. Yeah. But then there has to be more of a human connection being built, in my opinion, to where we could get back to that space where that middle class of hip hop. Because once the big three decides to retire, who is it?
Who's next up?
Nobody.
It's nobody, bro.
Slow motion.
It's bad.
Just like there's no middle class in the economy right now. There's no middle class in hip hop.
No, the middle class is. Well, you're right. They're real. I would say all the podcasts has replaced the rap game.
Yeah, man.
There's a lot of niggas in the middle class in the pod game. A lot of like us. Call with us.
Yeah.
Statistically, we're in the middle class.
We're the middle
right?
class.
But it's like where's that in comparison? I thought you were talking about the pot shit. Where's that in real life? The middle class is you know what I mean?
Cooked.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We getting beat up out here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We're not a political podcast. Masito,
It's the word.
UMG shit. You got something for us on the rap news side? Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's cook, man. Let's cook. Somebody's trying to buy UMG, guys. And it could have so many effects throughout the music industry. It's really crazy. I'm gonna read.
How do you buy a UMG?
Right. I'm gonna read a couple sentences from a Billboard article. Then we're gonna cook on it really quick. Universal Music Group Entertainment. I found this. Sin's gonna love this sentence. Universal Music Group, the entertainment giant behind acts such as Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter, and Kendrick Lamar, has received a takeover offer.
Not Drake?
They didn't mention Drake.
Wow.
Yeah, I found that extremely interesting.
Wowzers.
Has received a takeover offer estimated to be worth $64
Still got
billion.
the stink on
Damn.
him.
64
bread.
B's.
Damn.
Okay. U.S. investment company Pershing Square is offering to buy Universal in a merger that would see the new company listed in America. Its billionaire chief executive Bill Ackman said. Now, this carries so many effects throughout the entire music industry. Probably 100 things that we can't even think of. But the word is that this Bill Ackman guy, big right winger, huge right winger, known throughout Republican circles as one of Trump's biggest supporters. They actually call him Bill A. Pac-Man online. If you search him up, like they love. Yeah, this guy's got quite the reputation.
That's crazy, bro.
They trying to buy. They trying to get UMG. Lucian apparently is holding out for 90 M's over the 64 billion, but that's what's going on here. Bill Ackman.
Can I just say something real
Of
quick?
course.
That just goes to show you when y'all niggas get mad at Jay-Z and this $2 billion, there's so many other niggas y'all could be mad at.
Capital.
Niggas said $64 billion.
Billion.
Hey,
With a B, y'all.
Jay-Z's the least of your worries. Go ahead.
Right,
Go ahead,
64 to
Mace.
buy something. That mean I got another 64 in the
Nigga,
pocket.
all right,
man.
all right.
At least.
See,
We
Now,
thinking,
now we're
bro.
talking.
all right.
He ain't spending his
The
last
$2
64.
billion Jay-Z got is the least of your worries.
So yeah,
And these are the motherfuckers that's pulling all of the puppet strings,
all of the strings. The company themselves, Pershing Square, they have holdings in Google. They have holdings in all of fast food. They have hands in everything, and they trying to get UMG. Now, I feel like this carries a couple of interesting things, right? So financially, let's talk about the financial implications here, because we followed kind of the story leading up to this forever. We've taught you streams. We've spoken about these catalogs being bought. We've spoken about a lot of things that seemed like it was headed right towards it. We spoke about the effects of AI in the industry. Now, financially, it could mean a couple of things, right? By all intents and purposes, the UMG, despite them making all of this money for all of these years and having 9 of the 10 biggest artists in all of music, regardless of region, their stock prices have largely remained the same for the last few years. And in fact, the last year or so, they've dropped by like a couple $100. So Bill Ackman's plan is to make them public. He's trying to sell these UMG shares. Now that affects a lot of things, right? The guys who are in charge of everything are gonna go public. That means a lot of people are gonna have a lot of say in the music industry, into a lot of the music that we're hearing.
Direction.
You know what I mean? I mentioned along with that, right? If this sale is made, UMG forgoes their stock in Spotify, which would release $1 billion in funds to musicians all over. So they would lose their stock in Spotify, and that would be paid out to the
Them having
musicians.
stock in Spotify is a massive conflict of interest.
Yes.
Just to be clear.
A 30 billion stock in Spotify. Very interesting.
And see, this is why you can only be but so mad at a DJ Clue.
Right.
So much bigger than him.
Right.
Bruh.
Always
Right.
somebody to blame, bro.
Right. So there's a lot of financial implications. Just like I said, politically, it's very interesting to have because I'm very much of the belief that a lot of what musicians and famous people tell us politically might be smoke and mirrors. We never really know what's going on, but it's very interesting for a open right winger, open Trump supporter, an open person who has donated billions to a specific political cause is now leading, SJW liberal villain music, right? That dichotomy is very interesting to me. Obviously, you can't help but think to yourself, did Drake file this lawsuit, knew this was happening? Did he know that he might was he trying to jam them up a little bit, to stick them up for a little bit of bread? That makes me kind of question. We already were questioning his motives behind it, right? But that makes me question it even more. I'm like, is Drake trying to stick him up right now?
I hate that you said that.
What's the word?
Because I had a take on it that's counters. I didn't know you were gonna go there.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate
now
that.
we can debate it. We can debate it.
I gotta do this to you, but I didn't mean to do this to you.
We conversing, man. What's the word?
I think that this potential sale or the offer, we'll call it not a potential sale because there's no guarantee it's gonna sell.
Right.
But the offer tells me that all I talk about, UMG sabotaging and they did this because of that, and Kendrick Lamar, if the valuation at the very least is $64 billion, that means that UMG couldn't give a fuck about Drake
At all, bro.
It means
Drake
that
is not bigger than any program. He is a cog in a machine. That is my argument here.
Drake is a drop in that bucket.
That's what I mean.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I meant more in the sense of, when shit is tied up legally, sometimes it's hard to sell shit. Sometimes it's hard, because I know they got their issues with Salt and Pepper. UMG got an issue.
Now
with
I'll say
Limp
this.
Bizkit. They got 100 issues.
To your point, if I'm buying it, I want Drake there. So your point makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
If Drake is gonna basically be an outlier in a situation, he's gonna be opposed to UMG. He might hold up a sale, because if I'm buying it, I'm getting Drake. I'm getting everybody. But if you're telling me Drake and his impact, his statistical impact is not part of the purchase, that impacts the bottom line of the sale. So I see your argument.
Right. That's where I'm trying. But you're right what you saying too. Like, if we talking 90 billion, like,
if the valuation, if Lucian wants 90 and somebody's offering 64, then
that 400 M's
it don't mean shit.
it don't mean a fucking
Your
thing.
impact is not enough. It's not.
Not enough.
It's not
That's
enough.
the allowance you give to your baby
That's
after a paycheck.
right. That changes the argument.
Here's your
Arms
dollar.
is too short.
Because the thing is, you're buying the entire. That means anything that's touched Universal, that's attached. Remember,
a part of
the
the deal.
parent company of Def Jam is Universal. You know how much niggas is under Universal, my nigga?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it kind of changes out all that narrative about the battle. This right here blows that up to me.
I need 600.
That
million
changes.
this
That
time.
changes.
Drake versus Kendrick don't mean shit in the overall zeitgeist and fiscal
They
standing of
mentioning
Universal.
Taylor Swift when they talk about it in the article. That's
Nigga,
who they
see that
think
shit?
about.
That's like
the
taking two
Weeknd.
pencils and play
Kendrick.
fighting. That's Universal play fighting with their pencils in school. Like, it don't mean shit.
Right. So you have those caveats to it, right? I can't help but think to myself, because part of this entire situation and why the Bill Ackman guy felt like he could make the sale is because all of these catalogs that were being sold were apparently, to the experts, being sold way undervalued. So like if the 200 that Dr. Dre got should have been 500. The billion that Mike got should have been 2 billion. I'm just throwing out random numbers here, but that's how off the numbers were when Bill Ackman and his crew came into the situation. So they basically just got a bunch of music catalogs for the low, and now they're about to buy the entire company.
And let's be clear, when it comes to, because I be nerding out on this type of shit. I don't, not to get too personal, but if they offering 64, they lowball it. They most of these acquisitions come in with the lowball offer. 64 is what they'd like to spend, but they're prepared to spend close to the 90 if they need to. They offer 64, Universal counters at 80, and then we do the dance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe.
I love this type of shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, it's a mess, but that's interesting.
It's a
information.
mess, yeah. Like
right
we're gonna be closely watching it because this is as interesting as it gets.
If Lucian says that he wants 90 and they offer 64, they're gonna land at 80.
Yep.
Trust me. They're gonna land at
He
80.
about to walk off
Or
with
78.
75.
Nah. It's gonna be closer to 80. 70 is gonna be right in the middle.
70.
78.
So yeah, we're gonna
see.
be closely
Please.
watching this situation with the sale of UMG. I know it's very early in the situation, but the implications here is gonna affect the entire music industry and hip hop. As vulnerable as we are, we need to pay attention to this type of things. Like we said, we've been talking about everything leading up to this, so this ain't too surprising to me, but very intriguing.
And let's be clear before we move on. Niggas is selling out the ass. Pause. Like everybody with a fucking entity, they've been selling for the last 10 to 15 years if you've been paying attention. There's been a lot of sales going on.
Oh, selling the masters.
Mad catalog.
Everything.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
everything, bro. We look at what we seen just now with the whole Paramount shit with fucking Warner Brothers.
Right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Netflix
It's
deal
sales
and all of that.
everywhere. That's the most recent thing. Like niggas is getting off that shit.
They sold the
On the
Lakers,
sport,
man.
look at the Lakers. You beat me to it.
Sold the
All of
Lakers,
these things, they're selling it because once it gets to a certain or accrues a certain amount of value, it don't make sense to keep it. You gotta sell.
You gotta sell.
And if niggas got money to burn, and the thing is, sometimes you gotta launder that money. You gotta buy some shit. If a nigga got 64 billion at the floor of the negotiations, how much of that money's clean? But let's stop talking right there because I don't want to get. I don't want it popping up in my crib. You know what I mean?
We're gonna be following this one though. Any updates we're gonna get at
But
y'all.
look, that's right along with the theme of what we were just talking about. Because like this is the reason why there's no middle class in society. There's no middle class in hip hop and music. You know what I mean?
The man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yo, we gotta get to the mailbag. This is the most positive mailbag ever.
Wow.
Because we've been getting a lot of
beautiful.
love. Like fuck the
Beautiful.
negativity, fuck the stupid niggas, fuck the
Beautiful.
assholes. You know what I mean? Like we just
Right.
gonna focus on the positive.
Beautiful.
Shout out Ms. Hummus. The Rap Roundtable is quickly becoming my favorite hip hop podcast. Another amazing episode.
Thank you.
Much love to
Salute.
Ms. Hummus.
Love.
Best. Appreciate you.
Illy Philly 215 says, in response to our reasonable and blueprint conversation, reasonable doubt, no question. Rebel Without a Boss responding to our intro conversation says, the prelude off of Kingdom Come is crazy. A prelude underrated. It suffers from being on Kingdom Come, quite frankly. Noble King T says, great battle. Y'all should do this with more artist albums. This was fire. In response to our mini back and forth. Not the Rockefeller, the Reasonable versus Blueprint.
We're cooking up, but as you can see, a couple of other entities have done their little verses recently. Shout out to the game.
Yeah.
Listen, we are the feeder system. We've been that. Yeah, I get mad when we talk shit, but it's not about shit no more. It's the truth. It's the truth. We do something, niggas do it after.
It is what it is.
We interviewed fucking Saha the Prince. Next thing you know, old boy over there called in, oh, y'all fans, y'all don't have a say. Like 3 days later, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, come on, bro.
Haters.
It is what it is. Zanaya Simone says, I love how Jarv defers to Masito for thoughts on how Gen Z might respond when Mace is practically too. LOL. Gen Z are here, and Masito is my favorite rap roundtable personality. I'm a Kendrick and Cole fan, by the way.
Appreciate
the
it.
closest.
Masito's that guy, man.
Even if I disagree with points sometimes, I appreciate y'all because everyone is funny, likable. Masito is the closest to Gen Z.
Yeah.
Like Sin just said. That's what, and it's a reason why you like him, because he's the closest one to you. See? It all when you do the knowledge, it all makes sense.
Makes sense.
My nigga be cooking though.
You know what I
Thank you,
mean? Rick ZTA World 7588 says the only podcast that I actually enjoy listening to. Real people, real conversations, and real takes.
Love.
I appreciate you guys. Salute from London. Much love to London.
Fire.
Shout
Love
to
to
the
the
youth.
man then.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I mean? Girly Jock 0119 says, great live. I sent the super chat, but it didn't get pulled up at the end. Well, salute to y'all in the chat anyway. I didn't see that chat.
Yeah.
I didn't see that, Girly Jock. I might have came in as we were ending the live, but I've read all the super chats. I didn't see yours. I'm
We
sorry.
would have left you hanging.
Of
below
course.
it.
Apologies. Last but not least, we have Berea Boy. He says, as a non-Drake fan, he'll be fine if he just dropped feel-good music. It's a recession. We're at war. Politics is trash. People want escapism. His issue is that I think he's lost his touch. Fair play.
capping.
That's actually
Not
good.
capping. Sin. You got that look in your eye, but he's not capping.
If he
I don't-
drops feel-good music,
I
then
don't know.
As long as it's not
Yeah,
cheesy.
historically, I feel like when the government's wilding, when we have war and bad economies, that's more so when we need
Real shit.
yeah. like conscious music.
which means Kenny is
social-
on the way.
Yeah, so it's,
You're right.
music that talks about social political statuses.
So Cole's album mostly about nothing doesn't count.
Didn't move-
Sorry,
didn't push the needle.
sorry.
It is what
He
it
ain't
is.
moving. The nigga was mad at Kenny for being the culture guy. He ain't do shit with the fall off. I'm sorry. But anyway, we are somewhere in New York City.
Eh?
Walt tried to sabotage us with the Bully album right here. We don't support it, but we love Walt. So
Trying to get
just
He's trying to
kill
cover
Walt.
it up a little bit.
You know what I mean? The weather is turning in New York City. You got some haters trying to step on kicks, and we need them to get off my lawn. Get off Sincere's lawn.
So this lawn is dedicated to fake news, misinformation, propaganda, certain platforms out there, and ultimately Drake.
Oh boy.
Ultimately.
That man under his business. Man.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
But I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna say that any of this is his responsibility or his fault or whatever. But like, I gotta figure there's some sort of paid propaganda going on out there, whether it's him or his team or somebody.
Conspiracy
Anyway,
sin.
huh?
That's a conspiracy sin is here. I like it.
Little tinfoil. I mean, I didn't actually wear a
PG
hat.
Lang Sin.
You see,
like
you
it.
see. I came in with no head covering to the pause. Damn.
Sheesh.
Move on, son.
Sheesh, man. You're doing so
I
well,
almost
bro.
made it through this
You
episode.
were
bro.
doing
did.
so well.
Yeah.
Yo,
actually.
no hat today because I had to, keep some room for the tinfoil hat. This all started with a tweet, an X post, if you will,
Okay.
but we still call them tweets, from Kirko, right? And I'm gonna read it.
Let me see.
At Kirko,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. C-U.
know-
C-U. Or K-U.
KURRCO.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Historically,
Pro Drake.
pro Drake, on Drake's side of things. So that account on Twitter posted, hip hop has now gone 9 straight months without a top 10 hit on the Billboard Hot 100. Something that we addressed here on this episode, right? We already talked about that, but here's where shit got under my skin. The last hip hop track to make it into the top 10 was Drake's "What Did I Miss" in July 2025.
Ain't no way.
What did I miss?
Now, I'm going to repeat that part so that we can all, hear it again. And I want to make sure that I'm not bugging in how I read this and understood it.
Let's go.
Let's go.
The last hip hop track,
What?
to make it into the top 10 was Drake's What Did I Miss in July 2025. Now, what does that sound like to you?
Cap.
No button.
I'm already initiated, so I can't answer honestly. So I'm already on the opposite end of this fight.
You're on,
so,
on
yeah.
the opposite end.
So
So
fight
I'm
the
gonna
fight,
all
so
right,
so just lie.
So
Fight the
all right.
fight, Mace.
So I will open up the lawn for a retort,
Oh,
if you will.
thank you.
You know what I mean? But what that sounds like to me is that, as it reads, it was the last hip hop track to be in the top 10
Right.
in July of 2025.
Okay.
This was picked up by Hip Hop All Day, who basically said the same thing. The last to be released was Drake's What Did I Miss in July 2025. Now, listen to the difference here, though. Kirko said the last hip hop track to make it to the top 10, while Hip Hop All Day said the last to be released was Drake's What Did I Miss. Then Rap TV went
Word
along
salad.
with it.
Yeah.
The last hip hop track in the top 10 was Drake's What Did I Miss. Rap TV did not make the distinction of release or making it to the top 10. And then, lo and behold, it made it all the way to Complex Music. Complex went and posted Drake's What Did I Miss was hip hop's last Hot 100 top 10 hit. Right?
Love
So
propaganda.
the only one of these platforms to make a very important distinction was the last to be released by Hip Hop All Day. So shout out to Hip Hop All Day. You know what I mean? You did that. Now, it is all cap. This is fake news. It is propaganda
My favorite kind.
because in August of 2025, Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
Mace, what
The fuck are you talking about? The fuck are you talking about?
The boy.
In August of 2025, Kendrick Lamar and SZA's, obviously Luther,
Yeah,
was re-entered the top 10 at number 9. But that didn't stop any of these platforms to spread propaganda and pick up fake news stories. Now, I went on Twitter because obviously I got to do my job, or at least my part in this, right?
Sin like fighting, bro.
Shit.
I didn't realize
day.
this. He like fighting, bro.
So I went on Twitter and I said, this has been corrected so many times. I had responded to the Complex tweet because at that point it's like, all right, you got Kirko, you got Hip Hop All Day, you got, Rap TV, whatever. But when it's Complex, this is the thing. I remember Complex when they were print.
Yeah.
A magazine.
Shout
So
out.
I hold them to a different,
standard?
standard. So when Complex picked it up and spread that story, I had to respond, right? So I said, this has been corrected so many times throughout the day since that one propaganda site, Kirko, posted it. But fact checking must be too much work for these guys, I guess, right? Now, in the replies to that tweet, I was shocked by some of the replies that people were posting, right? Mainly the fact that a lot of people apparently, I don't know if they're real people or they're bots or they're whatever, but there were a lot of replies that were saying Luther is not a hip hop song. Luther is
Sucks to be on the other
R&B.
side of that argument, doesn't it?
Somebody replied.
OVO Mace.
Somebody
Mace going down
replied.
with the shit, man. I ain't mad at you, Mace.
I've heard that one before, haven't I?
Somebody replied. Luther is R&B. Not every black person on earth raps. What?
What?
That's crazy.
Kendrick is literally rapping on the song.
So another. This was a blue check. So take that for what you will. Luther is a rap song now, right? And then he had the 50 Cent meme with the gif with the
Hit you with that
going off in the car. He laughing and speeding off. Another reply. We are talking about hip hop, not R&B. Luther is not hip hop. It's a ballad, and safe to say that Kenny did not hit that. What? Meanwhile, Drake did. I guess talking about SZA. Okay, cool.
Wow.
But did you?
Another,
right?
another
Another
reply.
nigga meat.
That's not your pops, bro. Like,
Another reply.
what the
Luther is an
Chill.
R&B song, and it goes on and on. Luther isn't a hip hop song, and you know that.
Jesus.
It just keeps going on and on. This entire thing has to get off my lawn. Everything from beginning to end, from A to Z, from Kirko being a propaganda site and posting that probably paid propaganda post, to Complex picking it up, to me correcting it, and all of these stands and bots in my replies trying to tell me shit that's not true. All of it, the entire thing has to get the fuck off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
Fuck out of here.
Stepping on them with the Jordan 4 militaries.
Episode
Shitting on them.
146. We walked in, I would say around 5 p.m. Didn't have a plan. And somehow we dropped a 5-mic episode.
hey, we did.
Sheesh.
That's
Top rope.
crazy. Like, I'm living it in real time.
Wouldn't
I'm
be the
telling
first
you,
time though.
This is a 5-micer.
It is.
Wow, what
Count
a
'em up.
pod tonight. What a
Count 'em
fucking
up.
pod.
We do this.
I am my biggest fan. I am our biggest fan. What a pod.
The cups up, man.
Like Job said.
Get your
fuck-
ones up in the
Yes,
chat.
sir.
Hold
Dig,
your cups up. This was a great ass pod
Love,
tonight.
Fire.
man.
Fire.
D need a balance, man. Wrap this up.
Yo, what more can I say, man? Shout out to the gang. Shout out to Walt, man, keeping us locked in, doing the Lord's work back there. Pause. Shout out to Macito,
My boy.
keeping you locked in
Appreciate
with all
you.
the cultural shit going on. He may be younger, but don't ever doubt this man. This nigga's knowledge
Young
is crazy.
Unc Macito.
You know what I'm saying?
Youngest unk you know, man.
Shout out to Sincere the Rap Snob. You hear the production, you know what he does. If you make music and you want some dope beats,
Super producer.
Holla at me.
holla at that man.
That's
He
the
got the
man.
heat for you. Jarvie, hardest working man in show business.
GOAT.
Couldn't do what we do without you. You know you guys are the motherfucking staple. You know what I'm saying? I'm Dean the Balance of the Force.
My dog.
Your mother's favorite fat guy. And with our powers combined, it is the Rap Roundtable, episode 146. Hit the like, hit the swipe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Stay tuned. We're going to have more information about the event that we throwing. We
July
know
9th.
y'all are locked in. We love y'all. We out of here.
New York and hip hop's #1 podcast.
Yeah, that was 5 mics.
The rest of y'all niggas.
I ain't gonna lie, that was 5 mics.
Migos.
That was fire.
Migos hitting me with DeAndre.
That was fire.
What? I was getting hit with
Body
D
blow.
Wilder type
Body
gut
blow.
hits, bro.
Body blow.